too long week vacation. It is something that I personally needed. But so today, I normally go with the opening screen, but well, you guys know me, and I have a lot of scuff when it comes to my streaming, so I do apologize with that. But yeah, so we're just jumping straight in, and so today is a little bit of a special day, and that is today we're going to be talking about my personal favorite pastime, and that is Transformers. And today we actually have some special guests going on, so I'm going to take a seat and I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves. So we'll start with Lopho, and then we will go from left to right. So Lopho, take it away.
Hello guys, I'm Lopho. Hello humans and dinosaurs. Yes, this is Lopho, and today we are here with Girl Brown, the T-Rex VTuber. We're here with Feather Raptor, and you know what? Let the other guys do their intro. So yes, so I'm a Dilophosaurus VTuber. I specialize in dinosaur content, and yeah, and that's about it. Yeah.
Yep. And Sky Sam.
Hello everyone, I'm Sky Sam Freeman. I am a friend of Grarl's, and I'm a big Transformers fan. Been obsessed with Transformers since I was about 7 years old, which is going back to about 20 years now. So, been in it for a while. So, yeah, excited to talk about it.
Yep. And last but not least, there's Feather. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Feather. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Feather. I'm a VTuber. I'm new to the community, and I'm really excited to be here. Been into Transformers since I was little. Don't know a lot about the other seasons, but I'm excited to learn more.
No, like your voice is like very small.
Yeah, it's coming in and out.
Hold on.
That's fine. That's fine. Stuff makes the dream work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Transformers. And one thing we got to get out of the way. We got to do a little bit of house cleaning since we are talking about Transformers, and I do have some guests here. Hello, Optimus. Hello. I got to ask you guys, what is your guys' first Transformers? What is your G1, so to speak?
I first knew about, I knew about Transformers, but, they were, like, a separate thing from me. Until when I was, like, traveling in China, I think back then, the Age of Dinosaur, was it? What was the movie called? Age of something?
Age of Extinction.
Yeah, Age of Extinction. That one was coming out, and they were, like, putting up, like, posters and stuff on the walls. And I saw Dinosaur Transformers, and I was like, hey, what? Those look actually pretty cool, so... Yeah, but I didn't buy them until they were, like, until a couple years after, but... Well, that's when I first heard about Dinosaur Transformers, and that got me, sort of excited for them, so... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's fascinating that your first kind of exposure was... Well, I guess... I don't know if it was your first exposure, but the first time you were, like, interested was from Age of Extinction, so you're pretty recent to it then, right?
Yes.
That is actually kind of an interesting thing, because normally... it would be like me and Sky Sam over here, which would have been like Beast Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a peripheral
Believe it or not, my
idea
first...
of that, but...
Oh,
that?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, much better, yes!
Yeah, it sounds a lot better, yeah.
My first Transformers is Transformer Armada, if I'm saying that right.
Armada?
Armada was my first Transformers.
Yeah.
What is
Armada? So Armada was the first in the Unicron trilogy. It came out in 2002. It was an anime series, and it was kind of a reboot/relaunch of the whole kind of Transformers. I mean, I guess they were all kind of relaunches, but it seemed like it was kind of a new, fresh slate at that point.
Yes.
But Armada was really... I mean, I was familiar with Beast Wars, like, as far as before, like, I'd heard about it, but I didn't get any toys or anything until Armada. My first Transformers toy was actually a McDonald's Armada hotshot. So that was and then since then I was hooked.
Oh, and Optimus Prime here also says that his has to be Beast Wars. So, which is also my G1. My G1 was Beast Wars. However, my first introduction to Autobots and Decepticons proper had to be Armada, because which is weird because like my first introduction to the Autobots proper as themselves was 2001's RID or Car Robots, which the whole series, like when it comes to like G1 and Beast Wars, it's kind of a messy bitch.
Yeah.
In what sense?
It really is. Well, so Transformers has a little bit of what is a thing called a multiverse.
Yeah.
So basically what it is that G1, you know, as we all know, of course it's G1, it's the original 1980s TV series.
Yep.
Now, depending on what part of the world that you live in, it kind of like forks.
Yes. Yeah. Scramble City, all that kind of stuff.
It did.
So what it is that because it was very popular in Japan at the time, Beast Wars, or not Beast Wars, I'm sorry, G1 essentially had like filler, which is what Sky Sam over there said, which is Scramble City. And then it gets even more convoluted because there's the 86 movie, which is fantastic.
Yep, love it.
Oh yeah, beautiful movie. If you guys have not watched it, please watch it. It's so good.
Yes.
That's where the contingency is the movie, because there here in America and I believe Europe, we have what is called the Rebirth, which is where they try to revive Optimus Prime because, spoiler, Optimus Prime dies in the movie, which upsetted so many kids to the point where they were strong-armed into writing back Optimus Prime alive just for him to die again.
Yeah.
And it was so stupid. But if you were in Japan, that never happened. The Rebirth never happened. So now we have what is called the Headmasters.
Yep.
And so the Headmasters. Oh, you can take it away, Sky.
Huh? Oh no, that was me,
I think. So I was like just wondering. So did Optimus Prime just stay dead throughout Japan?
Yes.
Well, he was in Headmasters for a bit, and then he dies in like 6 episodes.
And he never comes back.
They bring him back to kill him off again. So it's like, okay.
Essentially. So, in terms of the Japanese continuity, hang on for a split second while I pull up some pictures
Notes.
here. Yeah, some notes, some pictures. So, in terms of like the Japanese continuity, so as I mentioned before, the Rebirth never happened. So, the Rebirth never happened in Japan. And that's where we get the anime what is it? The Headmasters. And then after the Headmasters, we get hang on. Let me catch up.
Super God Master Force.
Hello, CJ. Hello.
Hey, CJ.
Hello. Welcome in. And so, okay, so what
I don't understand.
Oh, I'm sorry?
I said I don't understand why he just bring him back again and just to kill him off. I'm like, why? What was the point of bringing him back?
Well, here's the reason why, and that's because of one thing: to sell toys.
Yes.
To sell toys. That's literally why.
That
is why in the 86 movie, the soundtrack of "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" is pretty much the anthem of, because they were canceling all the toys. They were canceling all the new toys except for people like Starscream, the Dinobots, Soundwave, his cassettes, and a few others. And so they just started to just kill off main characters left and right.
Yeah.
And one of them was Optimus Prime, because guess what? His toy got canceled.
What? It's Optimus freaking Prime! His toy got canceled?
Well, but they made a white Optimus Prime with a different trailer, and his name was Ultra Magnus.
That explains.
So I guess I should go into, the proper way of doing this is to kind of like dive in a little bit of how G1 came to be. So people don't understand like just how weird G1 is in terms of a toy line, because it is random. And I do mean like it is random. And what I mean by random, I mean like Hasbro grabbed just about every kind of toy Oh, Damien, hello, everyone. This is Damien. He is
What's
my.
up,
He's one of
Damien?
my. He's one of my best friends, and he's also my mod.
Hey,
Nice.
Damien, what's up, buddy?
And hello, Codex.
Hey,
Hello. Optimus Prime. I would have to say, talk to Damien about that. He is the mod for right now. He is the mod.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, so with Hasbro, with G1 and Hasbro, they have decided that they wanted to pull just about every kind of foreign toy known to man and shove it into what will become G1.
Mm-hmm.
And I do mean this because they grabbed toys from like Tonka, they grabbed toys from Macross, they grabbed toys from Diaclone, they grabbed toys from a Korean toy factory.
Oh, so it's like Toy
Which-
Stories.
Kind of, in a
Kinda.
weird way, yes. So Shockwave is the only I think he's one of the only two Korean toys to be thrown into this toy line.
Wait, so Shockwave is a Korean not Dinobot, Autobot?
No, he's a Decepticon. He's the
Oh.
Cyclops. He's the purple Cyclops.
Oh, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah,
He's
so he was
Megatron's golden boy.
kind of, yeah. He's like Soundwave, but more of like Spock
Yeah.
in a weird way. So
I'm
he was part
actually
of a Korean
curious though. What's your?
What is what?
So I'm just curious. What's your guys' favorite Transformer from any gen? It doesn't matter.
Dinobot.
Oh.
Dinobot.
Probably the what there was Scorn? Is that the Spinosaurus with the three tails?
So yes.
Yeah,
So
that's my
that would be
favorite.
Scorn. Scorn's a really good toy. I like Scorn. And Sky Sam, what is yours?
Oh my god. Are we talking characters or are we talking toys?
I think characters.
Yeah,
Oh my
character-wise.
god. I'll say Armada Starscream.
Yeah,
I think.
and that's
He's
something
up
I will
there,
be,
at least.
and that's something I will be bringing up later on.
Mhm.
I know I'm sorry, guys. It's all over the place.
Hey,
It's
we're
just-
going with
This
it.
is just a general like nerding out chat. This is just a
Yeah.
general nerding out stream. So,
I
as I
think
was saying,
my
go ahead, Feather.
sorry. I said I don't remember the character's name, but he was one of the Beast Spots. He was the wolf. I forgot his name, and I feel so
Silver
upset
Bolt.
that he was one of the
Silver
characters.
Bowl.
Yes,
Silver Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Silver Bowl.
one of my favorite characters.
I love
His
Silver.
Silverbolt's great.
He is the definition of the word dork. He is the definition of the word dork in himbo, and I love him to death.
You're
So-
right.
So as I was saying, like in terms of the continuity, so Japan got what will be known as the headmasters,
Mhm.
and then shortly after that we have, I believe it's Transformers Victory, I believe.
Yeah, Victory was
And-
after Master Force.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we have Transformers Victory with the Breast Masters
What?
and the God Masters. Yes.
The
so
what?
yes.
Did I
heard
hear
me.
that correctly?
Yes, you did. These were called the Breast Masters.
Are you sure
These
that's like
were
disc
all-
players?
Oh God, we don't mention that. we don't mention that here at all. That is
Oops.
I mean, this is an 18 plus stream, but we ain't gonna go that deep. I have standards. but no, we'll briefly
Absolutely
we'll briefly touch on kids
um,
players. We'll briefly touch on that because even Damien's just like we
Damien.
don't talk about kids players. There's no such thing.
Girl,
Yeah,
you got
yes.
you got his name wrong. It wasn't Silverbolt. Silverbolt was the eagle. His name was Snarl.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
Cybertron. Yeah.
okay, Cybertron. Okay, I thought you were talking
Also
about
known as-
they're talking about Beast Wars. Yeah, Snarl, yeah,
Oh.
Cybertron, Snarl.
Yeah, I love Snarl.
Yeah.
Also voiced by Scott McNeil.
That's funny, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, Silverbolt was like the eagle wolf thing.
Yeah, he's the Fusor. So,
Fusor, that's right.
but yes, so in Victory, the Decepticons were also known as the Breast Masters because their gimmick was that they had little bots that could turn into like an engine, or if you're Deathsaurus, a piece of chest armor. Hence why it's called the Breast Force.
Is Is it its actual name?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Force
its
is Best
actual
Force.
official name?
Yes, it is.
You've
As
gotta
the
be
actual
kidding me.
canonical name is the Breast Force. Con69 the Gamer, thank you so much. Oh, and thank you so much for choosing the Carl Weezer for 5 minutes.
Oh
And
boy.
Thank you for the
Oh God.
Oh, yes, you get to hear
No,
the
I'm not
Carl
ready
Weezer
for
for 5
this.
minutes.
Hey, Carl,
yeah.
want to talk about Transformers?
I'm doing that right now, Sheen. I'll shut the hell
Oh,
up and
God.
sit down.
Hey, Jimmy, you want to talk about Transformers with us?
So anyway, so the Decepticons of this series was led by a war Deathsaurus.
Deathsaurus?
Just 1 second. Optimus, I will do Skeletor after Carl Weezer. I cannot do 2 voices at the same time.
Not with that.
I am
edit.
terribly
Trying to do
sorry.
Carl Weezer imitating this Skeletor. Then you can get both at the same time done.
Oh God.
Oh,
that is.
and
that
we're
is
getting a
something
maid
I
outfit.
don't
And we're
wanna
getting
hear.
a maid outfit. Oh lord, this is chaos today.
This is a lot.
We're
It's like spinning plates.
Well, I mean, I've been gone for 2 weeks, so. But
True,
yeah, so
yeah.
we have something called Deathsaurus, and Deathsaurus, no, he's not a dinosaur, Lopho. Despite the name, he's not a dinosaur. He's actually a kaiju dragon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So anyway, so Deathsaurus and his legion of Breastmaster Decepticons were the main villains of Transformers Victory, and then after Victory, we get Transformers. Oh god, I think it's called Transformers Zone. Don't ask me how.
Zone.
What? Don't ask me about
Yeah.
Zone. It's I don't even know what that is. In
yeah.
fact, actually, I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I'm trying
was
to figure out
that?
what Zone was. It was the it was an OVA for. It was like an OVA for like something after Victory. I think I remember hearing about it, but I have no idea like where it takes place. I've never seen it.
Actually, I think we're gonna play a little clip from Transformers: The Headmasters, because the Headmasters had such a horrible English dub.
I love this.
It's called Fortress Maximus Has Come Himself. Yes, that's the actual line of dialogue, and yes, it's completely taken out of context. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not kidding. All
I
right,
love
so
the
anyway,
Headmaster's
let's
dub.
do real quick. Jinshiki, thank you for the. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. I swear to God. Just hear me on my help. Yes, Feather, hear me on help. And yes, Fortress Maximus did come himself.
Fortress Maximus needs the cleanup crew.
Oh, you'll see it here in a second,
No.
guys. You'll see it here in a
No,
second.
you don't.
Because we're gonna watch it. It is the most glorious thing I've ever. It's like one of the best anime lines ever. Oh, it's glorious. Hang on for a split second. Ah, shit. Hang on. Give me a little bit of time here. Let me see here. I think it is. I think it's browser. I think that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, so Transformers: The Headmasters was one of the few Japanese Transformers series that got an English dub, and oh lordy, is the dubbing so bad?
I mean, bad
Like,
dubs
holy
all
shit.
happen all the time.
Like holy shit, it's so bad.
There you go. No audio. Oh wait, never mind.
What just happened?
There's no audio.
There's no audio. What the fuck?
No, there was.
I didn't hear it.
I did. I heard on the
All
stream.
right, hang on for a split second here. Yes, I would like to. Okay, hang on. Give me
All
a
right, a
split
Nissan.
second here. Oh yeah, who wants a Nissan? Does anyone here want a fucking Nissan?
What's a Nissan?
No, I didn't think so. Nissans suck.
Oh, yes, they heard it just fine.
It's just fine.
Yeah, they heard it.
Oh, it must be on their side. It must be on.
It's on their
okay.
side. They heard it, and we didn't see it. Okay, 'cause it's going on.
Yeah, it makes
stream.
sense. Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great. I love it. But yeah, so that was the Headmaster series, and so here's where G1 gets a little weird, depending on the continuity, because the continuity is really fucking weird at this point. So after Transformers Zone, we get basically Beast Wars. I'm gonna pretend Generation 2 didn't exist because it fucking didn't. You can
Has it
find
been
me
5 minutes?
We got 49 seconds left.
Oh god.
We got
Okay.
49 seconds left of this bitch.
Okay, so we're just gonna
So-
steamroll over G2. Not gonna talk about it whatsoever.
Yeah, G2 is like brutal. We don't talk about it.
Well, all we gotta know about G2 is like flashy, gaudy colors. I like it. It's terrible. We move on to Beast Wars.
Actually, no, fucking, we'll show off some of the gaudy ass colors. Look at this shit. Look at this shit right here, boys and girls. Look at this shit. Look at it.
Wait, hold on. Let me show the audience what they're seeing as well.
Look at this shit right here, everybody. Look at this shit. It looks like. All right, there
I
we go.
can't.
Yes, and also
I
let
can't
us do
take
Skeletor for 5 more minutes, and then let's get this fucking maid outfit off of me. Jesus Christ!
Okay.
Yes, and look at this, everybody. Look at this. Look at the glory. That is G2. Look at it. It looks like the 90s vomit all over this shit.
Isn't it wonderful?
I mean,
it is
if it's-
gloriously
I mean,
good.
this is like an animated series, right? So I think it would make sense for animated series to be really bright, because if they had all gray, like, wouldn't like kids not be able to like tell them apart?
Oh no, Lopho, you don't understand here. This was actually made in the 90s, and Hasbro was just like, what are the kids into these days? What does the 90s look like? And then they said, yes, bright Technicolor vomit.
Yep.
That is exactly what it is.
I
That's
see.
exactly what this shit is right here, folks. That's
I
what this is.
I never thought I would ever see a bright color like that. Oh my god.
It
Yep.
is gloriously hideous. And yes, Damien. Yes, Damien, look at the beauty that is Bruticus and all of his Technicolor vomit glory.
I want that Megatron. Also, the
I need
Dinobots.
Oh yes, by the way, Lopho, there are Dinobots in here too, by the way.
Oh, which one are they?
They're not pictured in here, and wait, no, we got
prefer-
Slag over there in the
Yeah.
brightly disgusting seafoam green with the red sword. Slag is a Triceratops. And Grimlock, my personal
which
favorite
one is the
G1 character.
Triceratops? I don't know which
Ah,
one
the
is
one-
which. They all just look like, humans.
The one that's right by my big old fucking noggin.
Oh, the one on the
Ah.
right? Oh, I see. The
Yeah, the one that's
green and
holding
red
a
one?
big bright red sword. Yes, he is he is hideous, and I hate it. And he also had a name change, by the way. He also had a name change.
Hmm.
So, due to
My
contingency,
eyes.
due to complications over in Britain, they decided that slag was a no word, so they decided to change it to slug.
Oh.
Yeah,
so that is
slug
why
and
he is known as
sludge.
slug now.
Oh.
That's not confusing at all.
Oh.
No, it is totally not at all. That's why I still call him slag.
I mean, it's pretty much the same name.
Really?
Like, it gives off the
I
same
like how the
vibe.
only thing they did to Optimus was make his trailer goth. Yes, Damien. Yes, he has a goth trailer.
I
It's
do
a
like it
goth
though. It's actually
trailer.
kind of cool.
It is. And speaking of G2, that is where we're gonna roll into Beast Wars, because keep your eyes on these toys. They're gonna play a role here in a little bit. So rolling into basically Beast Wars was kind of a weird little series, and that is a whole explanation right there, because good lord, the history of Beast Wars is fucking crazy. So hang on, give me a split second here. You know what? Let's use Beast Wars Megatron for an example here as a representation of Beast Wars.
Isn't Megatron Beast Wars the T-Rex?
But yes, he was a dragon.
Oh, he was a dragon? Wait,
This is-
wasn't he like a
this
purple
is
T-Rex, or was that
Leaderform.
something else?
Yeah. So okay, there we go. It's been.
He was tired of being called Barney the Dinosaur, so they made him a dragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, everyone, Sky Sam does voice acting.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
He does
I don't
voice
know how very,
acting.
I'm
in
not.
this
I'm not very good at impressions. I don't think. I guess I'm somewhat
Yeah, you do
okay
fine.
at some of them, but I mostly do like
You-
commercial stuff.
You do fine.
Oh, thank
You
you.
do a lot better than I can.
Girl, someone
So-
wants you to do the otta.
Thank you for the ara. So, as I was saying earlier, is that
I don't have to do
so the history of Beast Wars is bizarre. It is truly utterly bizarre. Again, depending on if you're in Japan and or if you are in the United States.
Mhm.
Because there you go, Lawful. There is Beast Wars Megatron.
So what was the dragon then?
He was also a dragon, yeah, but that was season 3. This is season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, so can Transformers just change how they look? Like, can they like change their
Yes.
species?
Oh yes.
Yes, they can.
Oh, I
yeah.
did not know
yeah.
that. How does that work?
So
Scan
how
a new
that works
form.
is that so what they'll do is that they'll scan a new alt mode and they can keep their original alt mode or they can exchange it out.
Oh,
Mhm.
but that means that at some point Megatron must have like come across like a fucking dragon at some point. How?
It's actually never explained how he got a dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did that happen? I forgot. But I guess it just
never-
happened.
Oh, so he just
it's
like
never explained.
runs across like a dragon like it's like a casual thing.
No, he just falls into lava after absorbing G1 Megatron's spark and he
yes,
becomes a
that's right.
dragon.
Oh, so that's
it's not
so that him becoming a dragon isn't because he scanned the dragon. It's because he went into contact
He
with
just-
lava.
I guess so. I mean, there's no other way of because they all had Cybertronian alt modes, and then when they crashed into prehistoric prehistoric Earth, they scanned, according to Megatron, the most powerful local creatures, which happened to be Damien's just like, as you do, you just I mean, Damien, how come you didn't make me a dragon? How come you didn't make me into a dragon? You can clone all these dinosaurs, but you can't put me into a dragon body. I want a dragon body, Damien. Give me a dragon body. I want to breathe fire and terrorize the Dilophosaur enclosure.
No, why me?
I want to terrorize you.
I want to terrorize
the dino enclosure.
So
We don't need you to be a no. You already terror. No, if we don't need
you're
you to be a
forbidden
dragon,
from gaining
that's too
the
much.
power of flight. I mean, Damien, what's worse, me flying or me breathing fire?
I think
That's a
you can
good
do
question.
both if you're a dragon.
Pick your poison, Damien. Pick your poison. But so anyway, so Megatron decided that he wanted to have all the Predacons scan the most powerful local creatures, which means that Megatron got a T-Rex, Dinobot got a Velociraptor, Pterosaur. I mean, like their names are basically going to explain what alt modes they get at this point.
Oh.
So, Pterosaur got a Pteranodon, Waspinator got a Wasp, Scorpionaut got a Scorpion, Tarantula's got a Tarantula. I mean, their names kind of seal their fate right there on what alt modes they're gonna suck with.
So did they name themselves after what they scanned, or like did they just happen to be named a pterosaur?
They
or
just happen to be
scanned
named
a
those.
pterosaur?
They actually just happen to. It's actually kind of like hinted both ways. And
Oh.
thank you for the posture check. Ooh, there we go.
Nice.
So it's kind of hinted both ways because Rat Trap says, "Call me Rat Trap." So that means he had another name prior to gaining the Rat alt mode.
Mhm.
What his alt mode was, it's never explained.
Wait, so just out of curiosity, so Rat Trap is a transformer robot that turns into a rat.
Yes.
It there.
Is
And so
it
what, it
like is it like a
transforms into a
tiny
rat?
rat? Is it like 1,000 rats? Is it like split up into like 1,000,000 rats?
No,
or...
no, it's just
It's a
just a
giant
big rat.
rat.
It's just a big rat.
Why
like
would he
Rhinox-
do that? What made you think? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a rat now.
Because Optimus Primal scanned the mammals. And so in the scanning area, they scanned a gorilla, a cheetah, a rhino, and a rat. He's the
Guess the rat
giant
just came
rat.
rolling in, I suppose.
Oh my god, Damon, get out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that shit.
Hey, yeah, decided to scan a New York sewer rat. Hey, the most powerful of the rats.
Hi, hello. Thank you for becoming a park worker for 1 whole month, or I'm sorry, 2 whole months. Woo!
Nice.
Nice.
You are
Thanks a lot,
amazing.
buddy.
You are an absolute legend, buddy. And
Like-
thank you.
Like, I don't know, like,
Merry
which...
Christmas,
Okay, right.
and hello, Codex.
Yes.
Why did you, Damien? I swear to God, if you put me into a fucking rat body, I will fucking haunt you. I will haunt you. I will gladly make sure I will break into the museum and I will chew up everything.
You know what I want to see now? I want to see Rat Trap as the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
Oh, sweet Jesus, no. These are
No,
things that
that's
don't exist.
your birthday! Happy
terrifying. No.
So yeah, basically, so Beast Wars
Oh,
is
God.
kind of a key central show in the whole franchise because this is where a lot of the lore of modern Transformers come from.
Yep.
So in the 80s, Transformers was basically a vehicle to sell toys. Here, they basically went in hard with the lore. So now we have Transformers having the actually having souls.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
souls. It's called a spark. And so we also have what is known as techno-organic, which is more furtherly explained in Beast Machines, but we don't talk about Beast Machines.
Oh,
There's no
that's
Dinobots
yeah.
in Beast Machines. We don't talk
I
about.
am
We don't talk about
transformed.
yeah, we don't talk about Beast Machines here.
What is a beast machine?
It's like his. Huh? Wait, what?
What is a beast machine?
We'll
don't-
get there.
you-
We'll get there.
Oh, all right. We'll get there. Don't.
We'll
worry.
go over
So-
real quick, like G2. We'll go over, but it's yeah.
But so what it is that when prehistoric Earth had an abundance of energon. What is energon? Energon is literally the blood of Transformers. It is their food, it is their water, it is their blood. And energon can be formed into a liquid, which is they can consume. An energon goodie, which is a consumable item, which is shown in the 86 movie. Or if you're in Beast Wars, it's shown to be in raw crystals.
Mm-hmm.
And energon crystals is the most rawest form of energon, and it's the most unstable. And this is actually taken place several hundred years in the future, by the way, with Beast Wars.
But you
Despite
said
it
it was
being on prehistoric Earth. Yes. So what it is that, yes, the timeline of Beast Wars is in G1, but it's several hundred years after the events of G1, to where the Cybertronians had a quantum leap in technology. So the Transformers are now smaller, which means they can consume less energon.
Mm.
And they were on the heels of tracking down Megatron over here, who stole the Golden Disc. What is the Golden Disc? The Golden Disc is a relic that was left by G1 Megatron to tell his successors of, a plans of going back in time and fucking up the Autobots so that way the Decepticons can rule over Cybertron.
Okay.
So, what that means is that they're now on prehistoric Earth through a time portal.
Yes.
And so now these Predacons and the good guys that are called Maximals are the descendants of the Autobots and the Decepticons.
What do you mean by
Which-
descendants? Do they breed?
Not really. They build each other. So they're build.
Yeah.
They just build, despite them having genders. So there's obviously, male and a female, in terms of like Cybertronian genders, but they don't breed. They basically build each other. That is why we get things like Optimus Prime from Orion Pax.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So these are
Interesting.
like newer models, essentially. These are more fuel efficient models, like Oswaldo said. Which, by the way, hello Oswaldo. So anyway,
Hey,
So the
babe, you want to go
Maximals-
build ourselves a transformer?
it's essentially what it is.
Let's build ourselves a protoform.
And so Beast Wars actually gave us the single-handedly best well-written character in all of Transformers.
Mhm.
And everyone who knows him knows that he is the one and only Dinobot.
Mhm.
This guy. He transforms into a velociraptor, and he's like a mixture of a gladiator and a samurai.
Mhm.
He was a former Predacon who didn't like the way Megatron was leading his Predacon, so he decided to, go over and try to fuck with the Maximals.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he actually almost won too. Like he almost won.
Mhm.
But he was moved by Optimus Primal sparing him mercy when Optimus Primal could have easily knocked him off of a rock, thus killing him. So he decided to join the Maximals. And originally, Dinobot was going to, be the Starscream of the series, where he would backstab and plot and scheme and manipulate. And here's the thing: is that he had to actually earn the trust of the Maximals. And no matter what Dinobot did, he would always go by his code of honor. So he would always fight fair. He would hardly ever fight dirty.
Interesting.
And
Speaking that a rapper is doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he is probably the very most well-written character in the entire franchise.
That explains why
really
he's like
showed.
the favorite of so many people.
Oh yeah, no, he's real. And then all this came to the point where sadly his toy got canceled.
What? I'm sure
Despite
I
him
saw it on
being
Amazon.
Oh yeah, no, like they go for a pretty penny on Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen
But-
them. So are they canceled? But how?
No, so back in the 90s they canceled. They sadly discontinued his toy.
Oh, so it was released but then discontinued.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So instead of, straight up just axing him off like in the movie, they decided to have Dinobot go out in a blaze of fucking glory. And the episode is simply known as Code of Hero. Which, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this episode. It is the best, it's like the best written episode in the entire franchise. Oh, hello,
Okay.
Dubs. You're just in time for some feels.
How's it going, Dubs?
So Code of Hero starts off after an episode where Dinobot betrayed the Maximals. Because Dinobot had an existential crisis of fate, whether if he could actually control his own fate and his own destiny, or if it's all just predetermined at his conception. Beast Wars goes in deep with a lot of philosophy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to the point where he almost committed suicide.
Can they commit suicide? The
Yes,
robots.
this-
If they
by
just
the way,
rebuilt them, like that's it.
By the way, trigger warning, everyone. We're about to talk about suicide here.
Mhm.
Dude, have you seen? Yes, we're actually going to be talking about that very shortly. So what happened is that he was actually going to commit seppuku, where he oversaw ravens flying in the missing man formation, which if you don't know what a missing man is a military funeral procession with jets flying over to symbolize the loss of a soldier.
I see.
And so essentially Dinobot took on the entirety of the Predacons by himself to save humanity. Because the Predacons found the cradle of humanity. And they were about to destroy all of the early anthropoids. So like Australopithecus.
Oh.
So that way they could prevent the humans from interfering and helping the Autobots out.
I mean,
And so
it's the logical thing for them to do.
Yeah, so Dinobot saw this and took it upon himself to single-handedly beat the shit out of every single one of them. He cut, he cut Black Arachnia, another female Transformer, in half. He shoved another in the can of another Transformer's gun. He bludgeoned another one to death with a stick and a rock.
Stick in a rock. Well, I guess primitive sometimes makes
Like he literally beat the shit out of Megatron, who was in a upgraded T-Rex body, and beat the shit out of him with said stick and rock before he eventually succumbed to his injuries and died, surrounded by his fellow Maximals. Like Dinobot was, like I said, the best well-written character.
I see.
And
I think I see why.
Yeah, like he was. It's chef's kiss. Like his character was chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect way to end his character. Now, here's where it gets kind of interesting.
Quote, end his character.
Yeah, quote, end his character. But then they cloned him with Dinobot 2, and Dinobot 2 was like a Jekyll and Hyde meets Frankenstein kind of creation.
Oh, so he was a reborn as well?
So
Yeah.
Dinobot 2 was kind of like a clone, but was kind of sort. They don't really necessarily say how, but he was kind of like possessed by the spark, aka like the soul of the original Dinobot,
hmm
for like the last episode of the series.
Yeah.
So that guy just appears out of nowhere.
Kind of. They don't really explain it too well. Well, they explain it because there would have been a cut episode called I think it's called Black Spark, where Rat Trap tried to basically resurrect his buddy Dinobot from the dead, and kind of taught the kids of like dealing with loss, because that's
That was
essentially
cut.
what Rat Trap was doing.
Hmm.
So there's that. Now, what's interesting with Beast Wars is that it also had the first LGBT representation of Transformers on screen. So this was due to a miscommunication in translation between the English and the Japanese.
There's a lot of
Ooh,
mistranslation in the Japanese dub of Beast Wars.
Yes. So we'll get. I suppose we're going to go into this. So.
Should we play War Stop It for our
Oh God,
our
I'm
theme
not
music?
going to. I refuse to play that. So the Japanese version of Beast Wars completely ruins just about everything. In fact, it actually got canceled midway through the series because of low sales and toy sales.
Yeah.
Which they turned a very beautifully well-crafted series. I think they used Dinobot as the original spark. I don't think they did. I think they tried to clone it, Dubs. I think that was the thing, is that they tried to clone it. I think that's what it was, and they used VOC technology to resurrect him.
So, but cloning means that the robots have DNA. Do they have DNA?
They do.
Oh, they do. Oh, interesting.
They do. So their beast modes are technically organic, sort of.
I see.
Sort of.
Which is why they can't. What is it? They can't be in their robot modes out on Earth because it for too long or something. So they have to have the beast modes in order to survive or something like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
raw
okay.
energon will short circuit their bodies.
That's
and
right.
kill
That's
them.
right. Yep.
So that's why they have
Oh.
these organic beast modes.
So if they turn into a dinosaur, they can just live like an actual dinosaur instead of using like the energy source that you've been talking about.
Literally correct, because if they stay too long in their beast mode, the animal instinct takes over. And there was an episode where this happened, where Dinobot actually was starting to act like an actual velociraptor. And Optimus Primal was acting like an actual gorilla. And this is where I'm going to bring up a character named Tigatron, because Tigatron was more in tune with his beast form. So, because Tigatron stayed in his beast mode way more often than the other Maximals, and that is why he is able to control it. So, in Japan, Beast Wars was a full-blown comedy where they have fourth wall breaking gags. Like they didn't take it seriously at all. It was almost like the ghost stories of Transformers.
Yeah.
Next to the Headmaster English dub.
Oh God, I think that was just bad. Like I think they just really didn't know what they were doing there.
They did not. And
So I guess
all of
I guess Transformers
What was
doesn't have a good history with dubs.
they
No.
kind of do.
What? Well,
It
kind
depends
of,
on
but
the
it's
series.
what it really is the fact that a lot of dub stuff, like between the countries, there's so many continuity things that don't add up and mistranslations and stuff that you're almost watching in two different shows entirely, depending on which country you're watching it in. It's really weird.
Correct.
So which
And-
is the original country?
For Beast
Beast
Wars,
Wars is
America.
American.
Actually, Canada, but
Yeah.
I mean, like translation. So okay, so because you said there's an English dub, so I'm assuming that the original language wasn't English then.
oh no,
It is in
the Japanese dub of Beast Wars, which was done.
and this is
after
where the
original.
continuity is going to get a little weird with Beast
Yeah.
Wars, because there's a whole separate continuity in Beast Wars in Japan.
Mhm.
Interesting.
So when it comes to Beast Wars, so they were so you know how like here in America they will wait until more episodes of like an anime will come over and they'll show that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Beast Wars. So while they were, what was that, Feta?
I'm gonna head off. Something. I'll see you guys later. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm glad
Okay,
that you
well
stopped
then.
by. And
It's.
if you,
Except I'm just not. Just don't. I gotta go.
okay, yeah.
All right then. See ya.
Have a great day, Feather.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, is that Beast Wars in Japan was a full blown comedy, and so while they were waiting for Beast Wars to be dubbed in Japanese and more go through syndication, they decided to make 2 whole filler anime of Beast Wars while they waited. Which is personally my favorite of the Beast Wars series, which is Beast Wars the Second and Beast Wars Neo. Beast Wars the Second is a weird bunch.
Yeah.
So it's in canon with Beast Wars, except it follows a whole new team of Maximals. So we have Lio Convoy, which is a transformer that turns into a lion, a white lion. You can see how popular Kimba the White Lion is in Japan.
Yes.
Going up against Galvatron, the space pirate. The pink space pirate, by the way.
So what is that guy?
Say what?
So what? What does the pirate turn into? A pirate?
Nope, he turns into a dragon.
Oh, also a
Yeah.
dragon. Oh, okay, I guess
he's
in
a
that
dragon.
universe, just
They don't
dragons
explain
running
how
around
they-
is just like a common
They
thing.
don't explain how he got his beast mode. So
He just is.
He just does. So
Yeah.
So Beast Wars the Second takes place further in the timeline. So this is even more. So this is all in the G1 timeline, by the way. And so now we have Lio Convoy. Yeah, Oswaldo, strap in because it's going to get really kind of weird.
Yeah, the
So-
Japanese G1 timeline,
Yeah, the Japanese G1 timeline, because like I
which
said, it gets
includes
really fucking
Headmasters,
wacky.
Master Force Victory. Wait, it's a side note. I know not to derail. The American G1 continuity technically does not include Headmasters, Master Force Victory. Okay,
No, it does not.
just making sure.
It does not.
As far as
Uh,
officially,
so-
yeah.
Yep. So what it is that it goes up against Lio Convoy and Galvatron's Predacons, which is even weirder because Megatron is in this as well, but he's also known as Megastorm, and he is the brother of Galvatron.
Oh, so that's why they're both dragons.
Megastorm turns into a tank.
In Beast Wars.
Yeah, in Beast Wars, yes.
Oh,
So,
I'm assuming a tank is an animal.
No, I mean like he's just a straight up tank, like straight up vehicle tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the Predacons in Beast Wars the Second are all machines,
Oh, so they aren't like animals anymore?
despite them being
Oh.
called Predacons and having the Beast Wars Predacon logo. They are all vehicles.
Oh.
No, a tank is a tank. Yeah, exactly, Dubs. Exactly. You know how it is. So, as I was saying,
So
and then like all of the Maximals are animals.
okay.
And we have like all the toys that didn't get put in the Beast Wars cartoon here in the States all got put into the anime here in Japan.
Yep.
And there's a messy bunch. So there's no dinosaurs in this one, Lawful. So there's no dinosaurs here except for one.
Ooh, which one is it?
Dirge
What is
a
that?
cyborg velociraptor.
Oh, that looks interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry, his name was Thrustle. Thrustle.
Rustle, okay.
Don't they have no, that is American Beast Wars dubs. This is Japanese Beast Wars.
Yeah.
So Lio Convoy had things like a frog, a squid, a mariachi band, a weird clone sun. This is also played for comedy, but like what's even weirder is that Beast Wars the Second gave birth to Nemesis Prime. Which in a single one-off episode, there was a copy of Lio Convoy called Copy Convoy, which was a black, teal, and gray version of, guess what? The titular convoy of the series. And from that, we have Nemesis Prime. So again, Beast Wars gave us more and more Transformers lore.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and thus the legend was born. Yes, so Oswaldo, so Lyle Convoy had a son. He didn't reproduce, he got cloned. And yes, there was a mariachi band.
Yep. I know that much about Beast Wars II.
So Tripredacus in the toy of Beast Wars was a combiner of a rock lobster, a staghorn beetle, and a cicada. And they were evil Predacons. Over in Japan, they were Maximals, and they were a mariachi band.
A band,
Yeah,
like,
no.
making music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had sombreros, maracas, guitars, ponchos. Like, it was
What?
weird.
Yeah.
And they treated us
Yep.
completely normal. They treated us, all of it's completely normal.
Okay, I mean, if everyone, you know, like, treats those as normal, I don't see why the newest, like, Transformer movies are getting so much hate then.
Yeah, no, like, it's
Yeah.
it's weird. Because here's where the weird part even gets with the American version of Beast Wars that got dubbed in Japan. So, Beast Wars is known for having the first LGBT representation in Transformers because of a mistranslation. So, in Beast Wars, there was a romance between Tigatron and Airazor. Airazor being a Falcon Transformer who is a female, and Tigatron who is a white tiger who is a male. Now,
See?
Japan didn't get the memo that Airazor was female. Because they looked at the toy and they went,
I think I know
toy
what's
looks...
gonna happen.
Yeah, you can kind of see where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So they looked at the toy and they said, oh, well, the toy looks male. So we're going to presume that Airazor is male. So, as time progresses, they played it off as like a samurai and his ward. But as the series became more, they became more and more flirty through the CGI animation. They just at this point they said, "Fuck it, they're gay."
Yeah. At least when they did it in Cybertron, the inverse, there wasn't anything weird like that. They just went, override
gay.
female.
Yeah. Like they just sat there and said, "You know what? Fuck it, we can't hide this anymore." Yeah, they're gay.
Yeah.
So that became the first ever representation of LGBT people in Beast Wars and just Transformers in general. Because there's another Transformer that is gay in Beast Wars, and that's Starscream.
What about G1 Shockwave?
Is that a translation error, or was that like like
No,
like
this is real.
intended?
What was
Oh,
that? What was that, Sky Sam?
Okay.
I said, what about G1 Shockwave?
We don't.
He's always wanting Megatron to notice him. He's like, "Oh, Megatron, oh, I love you."
but yeah. So Starscream in Beast Wars the Second is gay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not outright said, but it's very, very hinted.
Very
we get to-
implied.
Very, very implied, yes. And then there is Beast Wars Neo, which has my favorite Prime, Big Convoy, who is a woolly mammoth. So Lopho, so Lopho, Beast Wars Neo over here actually has dinosaurs.
Oh, cool.
In fact,
Which ones?
all the Predacons are dinosaurs.
Oh, nice.
All the Predacons are dinosaurs here.
Yeah.
Oh no, Feather, you're good. I'm very glad that you stopped by, though. I'm very, very happy that you stopped by.
Yeah, it's talking with you.
Yeah, we'll talk later, Feather. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, so the Predacons here, they're all dinosaurs, or they're all prehistoric animals, because we have a Dimetrodon, a Triceratops, a Quetzalcoatlus, a Giganosaurus, an Elasmosaurus, Ammonite.
There is an Ammonite Transformer? Wait,
There is.
hold
His
up.
name is His name is
Hold
Dead
up.
End.
I gotta
His
look
name is
that
Dead
up.
End. His name is Dead
Dead
End.
End, Beast Wars Neo.
Yep, he's an Ammonite. And here's, in fact, there's an Archaeopteryx too.
Oh,
His name is Arcadus.
yeah, it is an Ammonite.
and
Just
this
a
is
dude
what I was
with an
talking about.
Ammonite.
And Lawful, this is what I was talking about before the show. Here's what I was talking about. We're about to talk about Saberback. The biggest what the fuck oddity in this show. Saberback.
So not
If you
Moon?
Moon is Moon. Moon is Moon. Like, at least they explain Moon. Here,
what
here.
about Heinlad?
Oh yeah, by the way, Heinrad. By the way, there's a Tanuki Transformer in this
There
in this
is.
series, and the toy has a working alarm clock. and he has balls. He has testicles.
What?
Like a tanuki.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want one of those toys so bad.
I do too. I genuinely do. So, Lawfo, if you can look at the picture here, you'll see one that has a skull on his chest.
Yes.
That is Saberback. Saberback.
That's the Ammonite?
No,
That one
Deaden
on the
is the
right?
Yeah, the one with the skull on his chest.
So what is that?
That is Saberback. Saberback is a Native American shaman evil Predacon Stegosaurus.
Ah!
Let me repeat that again because this requires mentioning again. An evil Predacon Stegosaurus Native American shaman.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. Just let that sink in for a little bit.
So
Just
why
let that
is it
sink in.
why is it a Native American?
No one knows.
Like, is it like, why is it implied that he's an American?
No, it's not implied. His design is literally a Native American.
Yeah.
Like,
I see.
he has a Native American headdress. He has Native American garb. He's a straight up Native American. I'm not kidding.
Okay, so what is the timeline of Beast Wars? Like, I mean, they said
So
they had
Beast Wars-
tanks, so I'm assuming that is when the humans left, right?
Beast Wars Neo takes place even further in the timeline.
Okay,
So Neo takes place several thousands of years after the events of Beast Wars.
oh, I see.
So all of this is still taking place on Earth, by the way. This is also taking place on Earth, but it's a post-apocalyptic Earth.
So is it like after humans?
Yes.
Oh, I see. I was like wondering why did they have tanks in the Mesozoic? Like, how did they scan
Hence,
them?
hence post-apocalyptic, and they're instead of Energon, they're looking what is known as Anglemois.
Oh,
That is a thing that just came out of my mouth. Anglemois,
Okay.
which is a fuel source that is literally the blood of their version of Satan, Unicron.
okay.
Oh, it's Unicron's blood? Okay, see, I
Yeah,
have
it's literally
such
Unicron's
peripheral knowledge of
blood.
this show. Yeah.
Yeah. Anglemois is actually Unicron's blood. Don't ask why. Don't ask how. It just is. It's just there. Well, probably that's what. Not a great idea. Yeah. You're right, Codex. And then like the toys get even weirder. And I told Sky Sam about this. So.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you-
they're weird.
So all these Predacons technically have a third mode minus the Archaeopteryx and the Ammonite.
There's an Archaeopteryx transformer.
Yeah, if you look at the picture, the blue and green one, that's an Archaeopteryx. His name is Arceus. He's also gay.
Oh,
He's got a cool head sculpt.
so I'm assuming
He
the one
He's the
on the
Starscream of the
right
series.
with that weird sail is a Dimetrodon.
Yeah,
So what's the one on the behind the Archaeopteryx?
that's the Triceratops. We're gonna get to him.
It looks like it has a
his third
Triceratops-like head.
because his third mode is bizarre.
It has a third mode.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, they
has
all
a
have
third mode?
tertiary. They have tertiary modes. So, so the Native American and the Dimetrodon both have a flower mode. Yes, they can turn into a flower trap.
A Venus flytrap.
Yes,
Oh.
Amazing.
a flower trap. Not a Venus flytrap, but a flower trap. The
Okay.
weird one in the room is the Triceratops. The weird one in the room is the Triceratops.
Why?
He turns into a dead body.
A fucking what?
A dead body, yes. So the toy, and in the anime, you can splay out the legs and you can fold down the rib cage to expose bare meaty ribs. And you can flip forward the nose horn and it can roll back the eyes and stick out the tongue.
Oh, it's a butt that can play dead. I see.
Yeah, so he disguises himself as a corpse.
Oh, that is actually kind of clever. Like I thought
That's
what they meant by dead
disturbing.
body. I meant
Well,
they just.
it's like you just roll up into the scene and you're like, oh well, what can you transform into? Well, I can transform into a Triceratops. Oh, that's badass. What else can you do? I can transform into a dead body
I mean,
That's
it's
the
a dead
Goth Transformer.
Triceratops.
and a Triceratops. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
yes,
dead
yes.
Triceratops,
body of
right? Or do you mean like a dead human?
No, he can transform into a dead Triceratops.
Yeah. Like when you meant dead body, I thought you meant like dead dead humans. I was like, why?
So he can literally transform into a Triceratops. He can literally transform into my dinner.
Yes.
Dinner.
He literally transforms into my fucking dinner.
I mean, now that you say it that way, I mean, it makes sense.
I have a feeling Damien is gonna try this later on. I have a feeling. I have a strong suspicion he's gonna replace my fucking dinner with a goddamn animatronic. I'm paranoid now. I'm paranoid because Damien can do this shit. He's done it before. Trust me. For quote unquote research.
No, I'm with the
Quote,
science
unquote.
team.
So, look it up. Damien, I swear to God, don't you dare fucking do it. But yeah, his name is Gildarts. And he has a repaint. He has a repaint and a remold into a Styracosaurus.
Oh, really?
And the Styracosaurus has the most badass fucking name I have ever heard in my life.
I think I have that one.
His name is Killer Punch.
No, that's not Killer Punch.
He's a
it's like the
purple
skeleton
Styracosaurus.
one, right?
Say what?
It's like the skeleton one.
No. No. That would be later on down the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, Beast Wars Neo is bonkers, and the head villain is known as Magmatron. Magmatron is fucking crazy. So this dude right here, if you look at this Lopho, this dude is bonkers.
Show
So-
Yeah, that is a really cool design.
He has 3 beast modes. So his main robot is composed of 3 animals: a Quetzalcoatlus, a Giganotosaurus, and an Elasmosaurus.
Oh, interesting.
So, the Elasmosaurus will fold out and form the arms, and you can actually see the head on the right shoulder.
That is pretty
It's-
cool,
it's-
though. Like, because, like,
Yeah,
a long
and-
time ago, like, wasn't, like, Elasmosaurus known to be one of, like, the longest, like reptile?
Yeah, so these are like the biggest of representative species. So we have the
Exactly, like,
biggest
that's
land
kinda cool.
carnivore. Yeah, so we have the biggest land carnivore, the biggest pterosaur, and the longest plesiosaur.
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it is amazing. And then the Maximals are all comprised of mammals, more or less. We have, let me see here, here's good old Heinrad right here. Sky Sam is blocking him, but this dude with the goggles, that's Heinrad. He's a Tanuki. So
I'm
the
censoring his
Maximals,
face.
the Maximals are comprised of a woolly mammoth, a giraffe, a penguin, a rabbit, a horse, a cobra, and a Tanuki.
So, you're saying that you said the Maximals are the most powerful of animals, right?
No, they're just mammals. In the Japanese continuity, they are just mammals.
Oh, but okay, so but I thought you said that they were like really powerful ones.
The Predacons in the English continuity said that they were scanning the most powerful local creatures.
Okay.
Sort of. I mean, they scanned a fire ant, and I will get to Inferno because Inferno is a crazy son of a bitch.
Inferno is fucking nuts.
I mean, a fire ant is pretty strong if you think about it.
No,
If
like you don't
you
understand
feel
about
it's
Inferno.
powerful because
Like you don't
it's-
understand about Inferno. Inferno's a whole nother beast.
Oh,
no
I
pun
see.
intended.
So no pun intended here. The Maximals here are comprised of a cowboy cobra, a horse, a rabbit, a penguin, a tanuki, a woolly mammoth, and a giraffe.
Mhm.
And the giraffe is considered to be the old man of the group.
Oh, long rack?
Yeah, long rack. Yeah.
Dude, I want a long rack toy so bad because I have
I
the
do too.
Cybertron like remold they did of like Hoist. I fucking love that thing.
It's so good. I fucking love it. Let me actually show you Big Convoy, which is my favorite Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I love the fuck out of Big Convoy. So Big Convoy, let me see here, because let me show you, because this guy's a sight to behold. So, Lavo, if you would feast your eyes on this guy, this is Big Convoy.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. Look at this Giga Chad. Big Convoy is a little bit different from the other Maximal leaders. He's actually not like a noble leader. He just wants to be left the fuck alone.
Yep.
I see.
And
It's like me.
And so basically the Maximal Command are like, yo, we're missing Lio Convoy, and we don't know where the fuck Optimus is. So
Yeah.
So you're gonna eat some humble pie, and you're gonna be in charge of these ragtag group here. And he's just like, well, fuck, I don't want to do that. You know what? Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
So, he's a
And-
mammoth?
He's a
Yeah.
mammoth.
Oh.
He's a woolly mammoth, and this dude is armed to the teeth with weapons. So you see those big giant mammoth haunches on his shoulders?
Yes.
They flip over and they have missile pods. He has a big giant cannon. You see the big mammoth legs right here on his hip? You see those big mammoth legs on his hips?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have Gatling guns. Oswaldo, this was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
And you see the mammoth bits on the side of his legs?
Yes.
You see that has harpoon missiles. And
Oh,
the
yes, I
mammoth
see them.
and the mammoth bits on his arms, they have tonfas that fold out.
Yes. I have
So-
a picture of it. I'm seeing and looking at a picture of it, and yes.
Yeah, so Big Convoy is no short of anything that will royally fuck you up.
And he
Yeah.
also has a trunk in his back.
This was made in like the mid to late 90s, Oswaldo. So, and also fun fact is that Big Convoy is actually the very first Optimus Prime toy to have a removable matrix.
Oh, really?
Yep, he is the
Okay.
first.
That's cool.
And he is,
I didn't know
and
that.
despite him being made out of brown plastic, he's not susceptible to what is known as gold plastic syndrome.
Is that
which
when the
has
plastic
plagued-
turns sticky?
No, it's when the plastic breaks at like the molecular level.
Yeah, like
Oh.
There-
clear plastic.
Yeah, it's notorious for breaking over just like a couple of years, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know
It's-
what you mean. I have a couple.
It's
that do
really
that.
bad.
They turn like glass-like, right? Instead of being
Yes.
rubberish. Yes, I've had a couple. I lost a couple of old like Dinosaur toys lost to that.
Yeah, it's really bad, and weirdly enough, he is not susceptible to it. Which I have a Big Convoy toy, and the only sad part is that the mammoth haunch was about to crack, and so I had to super glue it. So now he's permanently stuck in robot mode, unfortunately.
Oh, no mammoth, unfortunate.
No mammoth. And like all like the Predacons, the Maximals have a third mode too, where they can turn into like weapon platforms.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I guess the mammoth also turns into dead mammoth.
No, you can twist around his trunk, and so you can put his butt where his trunk is, and the trunk where the butt is, and fold out some missiles. Yes, he has butt missiles.
Nice.
Okay, if you
The-
take
the-
that out of context, that looks like some sort of fucked up yoga
No,
position.
you can see it in the robot mode too. You can see it in the robot mode. You see the tip of the cannon.
Yes.
You see that brown little flap that's dangling down?
Yes.
That's the butt of the mammoth. That is literally the ass of the mammoth right there that is dangling.
Okay.
That's incredible.
Like, yeah, no, like it's absolutely fucking incredible, and I love this toy to bits. And my neighbors are home, and the dogs are going crazy. I hate
Oh,
that
yay.
so fucking much. Yeah, I hate
Wonderful.
having noisy neighbors.
I hate people.
Well, at least I
hate
can
people.
hear it.
And so moving on. So Beast Wars unfortunately ended with 3 seasons. And we have what is known as Beast Machines.
Oh, boy.
And I don't have any pictures of Beast Machines because I kind of want to gloss over Beast Machines
I am so transformed.
because it gets really weird in the environmentalism message.
It was the 90s. And the Save the Earth stuff was everywhere, and Beast
Yeah, so we're
Machines
just
was no.
gonna- So we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So because of the massive flop of Beast Wars Neo and Beast Wars the Second is how we have 2001's RID, also known as Car Robots,
Woo!
which is also known as Name Dump the Anime.
Yeah.
Because this is where Hasbro and Takara really wanted to keep hold of a lot of their trademarked names, including Grimlock.
Yeah.
So probably more so than like Beast Wars, because so Lawful. So you know who Grimlock is, right?
Yeah, it's like the T-Rex, right?
Yes. Grimlock is in this anime.
Oh.
Can you guess what
He's
he
not-
is?
yeah, try to guess. Just try to fucking guess.
Well, you mean what he turns into?
Yeah.
Yeah, try to guess what it is. And let me just remind you, the Predacons are the only animals in here. All the Autobots turn to vehicles. Guess what Grimlock turns into?
A dragon?
No, he's not a dragon.
Oh, no.
No, he's not an animal. Try and think of a vehicle. Just think of a vehicle. They would, fit
scooter?
Grimlock. A what?
A scooter?
Nope. Do you want to guess one more time, or do you just want me to tell
Yes.
you?
Well, wait, let me guess. So the fact that you're asking me that means that he probably turns to something absolutely stupid, like in a comedic sense. I think.
No, not a comedic sense.
Oh, like you mean in a badass sense? I guess then.
Not even a badass sense. It gets just dumb. Just try to guess. Just try to guess what it turns into. Just try to guess.
What is it?
The king of the Dinobots, Grimlock. What do you think he turns into? What kind of vehicle do you think he turns into?
A police car?
Wrong. He turns into a backhoe.
A what?
He turns into a
fucking-
Constructicon.
Yeah, he turns into a fucking Constructicon. He turns into like a piece of construction equipment. You would think maybe like a tank, an armored personnel carrier, something big and meaty and bulky, because it's Grimlock, the king of the Dinobots. No, he turns into a fucking backhoe. A backhoe. A green backhoe.
Oh, I see.
Oh, he's also
Yeah.
part of a combiner too, because of course he is. Because
Yep.
we need that fucking name trademarked. So Sky Sam, do you know anything about RID?
All I know is that I'm actively trying to collect the toys for it, and I know that there's Predacons in it and Autobots, and I know that there's 3 trains that combine. I know the construction vehicles combine. I know that the X-Brawn, Sideburn, and whatever the other guy is, they're brothers or something. And
Yeah,
there's also a Fort Max repaint.
Also, so Damien,
Oh, and
if you're
Ultra Magnus
still-
combines with Optimus.
So Damien, if you're still in the chat, let me ask you: do you know who Six Shot is? Sky Sam, do you know who Six Shot is?
I do know who Six Shot is. I have the Iron Factory version on my shelf, as well as the G1 version I'm staring at right now, and they are beautiful.
Fucking awesome toys. I love that shit.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Damien, do you know who Six Shot is? If you're still in the chat, do you know who he is? Because Megatron in this series has so many forms, it makes Six Shot blush.
Yes.
So Lawful, let me break it down to you, okay? Let me
Okay.
Let me break it down to you. So, you know how I was talking about like how Transformers can scan an alt mode and they can either keep it and discard it?
Yes. I remember.
Okay. So, let me bring you into what is known as a triple changer and a sextuplet changer. Robots who have 3 modes to 6 modes.
I see, like the Triceratops.
No, I mean like legit modes, not
Yeah.
a corpse,
Oh.
not a dead corpse. So
I mean,
There
it's
are
the moon if you
transform-
think about it.
I
We
mean,
kind of steamrolled over triple changers in G1 with like Blitzwing and Astro Train.
yeah. So there are what are known as triple changers, and they are transformers that can turn into 3 different alt modes. So some can transform into a jet and a tank. Some can transform into a T-Rex and a space shuttle. Some can turn into a gorilla and a jet.
That is actually pretty cool. Like, I kind of want to wonder. It really makes me wonder how like the mechanisms in the toy works, because the
It
toys
depen-
would also transform into 3 things, right?
They do.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, Optimal
Yeah, no,
Optimus is
it's-
cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like even Beast Wars had them, like Optimal Optimus and the Transmetals.
Yep.
Which I glanced over that too, which I will come back to that later on.
Mhm.
Because right now we're just kind of nerding out and just kind of like glossing over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, There's 6 changers, which 6-shot is one of them. Hence the name. He can transform into a wolf, a gun, a tank, a jet, a boat, a robot, and a winged wolf.
A gun, you say?
Yes, he is the 3rd transformer that can turn into a gun. No, 4th transformer that can turn into a gun.
Does
So,
he also turn into a hand?
It is like just like a pistol, you mean?
Yes, it's a space pistol. Yes, he can turn into a gun.
So he turns into a
G1
weapon, so he can shoot. He's just the gun.
He can shoot himself, yes.
He shot himself with a gun?
He can literally pull his own trigger, and shoot.
Yeah.
It sounds really sus, but yes. Yes, he can do that.
He can pull his own trigger.
Same thing with Shockwave. Shockwave turned into a gun. G1 Megatron turned into a gun. G1 Galvatron turned into a gun.
And then he turned himself into a gun. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
A lot of the bad guys can turn into guns.
Yeah.
A lot of them did. So, Megatron here I think had 8 modes. He could turn into a boat, a jet, a bat, a giant hand, a 2-headed dragon, a mammoth, a pterosaur, a flying dragon. I'm not kidding. Like these are all like legit modes that he could turn into.
So if Megatron can turn himself into a big hand, is he able to like take the gun and shoot with it?
Yes, he could presumably do that. He could presumably do that, and it's
so
weird.
when he's getting attacked by the guns, he can just just grab him and just shoot with it.
Yeah, I mean there have been instances where Transformers have used other Transformers as weapons.
Yep.
Which is gonna come into the next series, which is Transformers Armada. But for here, Transformers 2001 RID was a moderate hit. It
was a moderate hit?
It was a moderate hit. It was an okay. It was an okay hit.
It was enough to keep the brand going.
Yeah, it was enough for the Transformers to keep going. He turned to a gun so he could serve Ohio or Detroit. Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God, Oswaldo.
I feel like it would be very awkward if like the gun robots would fight a robot can turn into a giant hand, and then the robot turns into a giant hand and just takes the gun and shoots with it.
That actually happened.
I wish I was
G1.
joking.
There was a combiner named Bruticus, and he grabbed Shockwave as a gun and used him against his own people.
Yeah,
this happened, and for some reason,
they used
Shockwave
Megatron multiple times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Megatron weirdly can shrink to the size of a regular gun in comparison to like Starscream.
Oh, he can also shrink himself. Now there we have it.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot of weird mumbo jumbo stuff that they can easily explain on like how things work. Like G1 Optimus Prime's trailer could disappear and reappear when he transforms. Megatron shrink into the size of a fucking gun, or how some Transformers can turn into regular sized Transformers and then turn into vehicles big enough for multiple Transformers to fit into. It's called mass displacement.
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, and Optimus Prime's trailer is made out of Disaperium.
Yeah, Disaperium. This is like being dead serious.
Yeah.
And so, like, Transformers has a lot of weird, deep lore that I would say is kind of like on par with like Star Wars, but I guess like the best kind of like analogy would be like Bionicle in terms of like how absurdly deep the lore can get for a toy line.
Yeah, and the way
weird.
the shows are. It's weird how the shows are so similar yet different based on the regions and the continuities. Is it now? I'm such a noob with Sentai, but is it kind of like Power Rangers, the Super Sentai, like the kind of way the series are similar? It's the same sort of thing, but very different.
The same beats, but different like themes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
100% yes.
That makes sense.
So. 2001 RID gave birth to a fan favorite character known as Skybite.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Skybite turns into a shark.
Ooh.
He turns into a great white shark, and he was actually a repaint of another Transformer by the name of Cyber Shark.
Yep.
So hang on, let me try to find a picture of him. So people love Skybite. So Skybite was Megatron's kind of like second-hand command, not like Starscream where he tried to backstab Megatron, but more of like he was like enamored with Megatron. Not to like the same like LGBT kind of way, but like he was very, very loyal to Megatron.
Like Shockwave.
Very much so like Shockwave. And what made Skybite so popular was how much he would try his best to impress Megatron. And the fact that he would speak in haikus.
Yes, that's right.
So Skybite also could fly. Hence the name why he's called Skybite. No, they don't explain why the shark can fly.
Oh, so it just flies into beast mode.
Yes. Yes, he does. Why he does this? Why can't he do this? It's not explained. It's literally not explained how and or why he can do this. Yeah, he can just do it. And this is Skybite.
And just moves.
And there you go, Lopho. If you look at the screen, that is Skybite.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes, he talks with a permanent grin on his face. Don't ask why. He just does.
I mean, he's a shark. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, he talks in 100% haikus. And so, and also, RID was also the return to form with Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus had not been seen since G1.
Yep.
Now, what they did with Ultra Magnus here is that they made him into Optimus Prime's brother. Which was never a thing that they did up until now. And that kind of like sparked a fan debate throughout the fandom. Which, by the way, even back in the 90s with Beast Wars, Hasbro included fans in the series.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yep. So, essentially, yeah, Oswaldo, Skybite was kind of like a simp.
He is a simp,
in a weird way. Yeah, he's kind of in a weird way. Yeah, he's basically a simp. So, yeah, so if you would listen to the dialogue of Megatron in Beast Wars, he would say, Waspinator, go to section Hooks. Which, if you don't know who Hooks is, Hooks was one of the very first people that Hasbro brought on as a Transformer consultant.
Oh. So he's like a Transformer fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely so. Susan Blue, who is the original voice of RC, and we'll get to RC here later on because that's a whole...
Oh, we didn't even touch on RC. Wow.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saving RC later because it'll go into the comics and it gets...
we're going there. Okay.
We're going to go there. We're going to go there. Which
okay. Oh, boy. Okay.
Susan Blue stayed with the franchise and became like a head of like voice acting.
Yeah, she's voice director.
So Hasbro's not afraid of including fans. When the time, especially recently with like toy reviewers, they have included people like Hugh Adams.
I don't know who the people that are talking about. I'm assuming they're like popular ones.
They are. They're very popular in the Transformers community.
Yeah.
Especially people like Hugh, because they actually based a character off of him. But anyway, so moving on, we have what is known as Transformers Armada. And Armada, I love Armada to death. So, Sky, you can explain Armada.
All right. So, Autobots, Decepticons, they crash on Earth and they find the Minicons, and the Minicons are now the thing they're fighting over. They can turn into weapons and power ups. Unlock their hidden powers on the Transformers and things like that. And these 3 kids get caught in the middle of it, and shenanigans ensue.
Oh, so this is like not post-apocalyptic anymore.
No,
this is modern day Earth.
So they stopped doing the post-apocalyptic and prehistoric Earth stuff after the Beast Wars series. So, 2001 RID.
Do they like time travel now? Or like how was
No. So these are all separate continuities. So
this is a completely different reboot. Yeah.
Oh,
correct.
Okay.
So 2001's RID is a whole other continuity. It rebooted the franchise, and they did it again with Armada, or also known as Arms Micron Legend in Japan, because here's where Hasbro started to work a little bit more closer with Takara.
Yeah.
And the dubbing is where they got a little screwy, because 2001's RID got really kind of weird because they would the dubbing got really, really odd. And they would do a lot of mistranslations because going forward, all of the Transformers series came from Japan. So this is all Japanese anime that they dubbed into English.
Oh, so Transformers is actually a Japanese brand as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought it was purely American.
No,
Nope,
well,
it
it's a mutual kind of thing. You talk about a lot of the toys being originally from Japan, and then were taken in by an American animation company with Hasbro and everything in cooperation, and they made the series based around that. So it's both American and Japanese.
Right.
And
That is why I saw something
Yeah.
like Takara Tomy on these toy lines, which is like a Japanese toy line.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was just like the designer. And they were like
Yeah,
commissioned from the Americans, but I guess it was the other way around, huh?
It's
Yes,
sort of, kinda, yeah. Depending on
In a weird
Takara and Hasbro have like a partnership thing when it comes to Transformers and stuff. So
Interesting.
Correct. So going forward, this is all Japanese stuff.
yep.
So in order to meet demands, the English dub and English translation for Armada specifically was rushed. Heavily
Yeah.
rushed.
A lot of
Because
a lot of names were not done correctly at
Yes.
some points in the dub, and it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what it is that Armada was kind of like a super ginormous hit.
Oh.
And this was like the first time Transformers as a brand had a huge hit since Beast Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Because Beast Wars was a huge success. So much so that they decided to dip into Beast Wars and repaint some Beast Wars toys just so that they had some toys to put on the shelves. Because Armada toys sold out like hotcakes back in the day. You could not keep Armada toys on the shelves.
I remember that. Like, I remember trying to
It was
find
crazy.
certain ones.
When
and,
was
I
that?
couldn't. Yeah.
Say what was that, Lawfo?
When was Armada released?
2001.
Oh, that was
2001
before
or
I even
02?
existed. Great.
Okay.
Yeah, we're old.
yeah. We're ancient here.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty well. Lavo is technically older than all of us since he's from the Jurassic.
Well, my
That
soul
is
is from the
true.
Jurassic, but the body isn't this old.
but yeah, so they couldn't keep Armada toys on the shelves because they were so popular. So to meet demands, they decided to reach into the pool of Beast Wars, and they pulled out a Transmetal Megatron, which was repainted and renamed as Predacon. And then they did the same thing with Air Razor, Cheetor, and Rhinox.
Mm.
And they slapped little Minicon nipples on them, which is the little port that you plug in the Minicons.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know what I
so-
said. I'm not
So
taking
it's
that
not a
back.
pure repaint. They have additional functions.
Kinda. So like all the toys in Armada had a gimmick.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like flipped out missiles, they had lights and sounds, they could do all sorts of things unless you're like Hotshot and sideways, no, not sideways. Skids. Which you were like 87% no, 95% gimmick.
Yeah.
Huh.
To where it was a big
Unfortunately.
giant piece of shit.
Yeah.
And-
Are you talking about? Oh, you mean sideswipe the blue and yellow?
Sideswipe, there you go,
with the-
sideswipes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like,
And
wait a minute.
Hotshot.
And hot shot, sideswipe, and then some of the toys were really unfortunately hindered. Like Optimus Prime, his entire trailer turns into legs, which means he has no knees. So his articulation is just his upper body, and it's like, okay. But
Yeah.
I mean, I love the toys. They're just very much a product of their time and very much gimmick based.
But that's what's great about them.
Yeah, that's true.
They have a
They're
certain
very
charm to them.
playable.
Which, by the way,
They do.
Armada is now 20 years old. Think about that.
Yeah,
20
isn't
years
that
old.
crazy?
Armada's 20 years old, and I feel old as fuck.
Yeah, it's been a long
So,
time. I remember when this was
Armada-
airing on Toonami.
Yeah, no, I remember that shit. Like when I was a little hatchling, oh my god, I used to get so hyped for Armada.
So much good shit.
But so Armada gave birth to another fan favorite character. That is Starscream.
Yeah. Well, this iteration of Starscream, I guess.
This I should say this iteration of Starscream, which if you remember Dinobot, which Starscream of this series was like Dinobot.
Yeah.
What dino was he?
He was just a jet, but his personality was that of Dinobot, where he was very honorable.
Oh,
Which is-
okay.
a far cry of what Starscream is usually portrayed as, which is a backstabbing, conniving coward.
Yeah.
Huh. And people like that?
Here, yeah, like people go nuts over Starscream, yeah.
Huh.
But this iteration of Starscream was a very honorable young warrior who was a swordsman, and all he ever wanted was to be acknowledged of his talents by Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I really wish Damien was on here because he would go nuts. Because I know Damien really likes Armada too.
Yeah.
Because like the dynamics of like Optimus and Megatron in this anime was amazing, and it has not been touched since.
I
where-
really wish they would bring that dynamic back because this was
Oh,
so
oh,
cool.
here we
Like
go.
the way they sort of, had a mutual
Damien says,
respect.
I think the key thing about why people like this version of Starscream was that it was a breath of yes, exactly,
Yes.
exactly what it is.
And it goes into, and I'm gonna, that's like side note, but character arcs in Transformers were kind of like really pure character arcs were sort of rare at that point. Like you had Dinobot,
Yes.
and you had like G1 Hot Rod, but a lot of characters were very much kind of one note
dimension.
and like just one dimensional and like kind of what they are. Whereas Armada Starscream kind of continued that, even though it was a rehash of Dinobot, it at least was that breath of fresh air that tied some sort of meaning to Armada past just, oh, it's Transformers.
Exactly.
There was more buy-in
And
to it.
And it's the same thing with like Armada, Optimus, and Megatron, where they realized that they couldn't really live without each other.
Yeah.
Like there was an episode where Megatron actually killed Optimus. Like Optimus was gone. And you actually get to see Megatron just like, well, shit, what do I do now? Because he's
Tom and Jerry, but
been
without Jerry now. Now that Tom has eaten it.
Yeah, so Megatron has been like fighting Optimus for millions of years. Which, by the way, Lawful, the lifespan of a Transformer is stupidly long, which they can live for millions of years. They can live for about a good few millions of years. Yeah, like he pulled a Megan. Yeah, like that was the thing. Like Megatron got depressed.
Yeah,
because he
Villain
basically lived
syndrome.
and breathed fighting Optimus, and he realized that Optimus was like the other half of him, and he felt like that other half was gone, and so Optimus finally came back,
Mm-hmm.
and Megatron was probably the most excited to see Optimus again. Because now they can continue, and both of them have a purpose now.
Mhm.
And this is sadly a dynamic and a relationship that has never been touched since. Which is a very rare sight to see of like, well, what happens after this?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people would like to shit on Armada, but like Armada gave us a lot of really good stuff and a lot of good like breakdown of like certain characters.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even Hotshot went through a lot of development.
Yeah, that is true.
Like Hotshot went from a spunky, kid to essentially like a young adult. And
It's
he
very
was
much
being,
a hot rod kind of thing.
yeah, and he was also being kind of like low key trained by Starscream.
Yeah.
He was also kind of like in the same boat as Hotshot.
Mhm.
Which is very interesting. And then during the final battle, like Megatron and Optimus were very honorable to each other to the very end.
Mhm.
In fact, actually, when Megatron was about to die, Optimus offered to save him, and Megatron said, "No, go look after your men.
Mhm.
Take care, Optimus." He even says like, "Take care, Optimus. Look after your men."
Mhm.
Like he was a very honorable warrior until the very end.
Yeah.
Like they fought like old friends, kind of like who knew each other, like in the back of their hands.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. And then not only that, but like Armada gave us the first ever Unicron toy.
What's a unicorn?
Yeah.
Unicron is the Transformers equivalent to Satan.
Yes.
Oh.
And he's fucking
So-
awesome.
Yeah, so Unicron, so the lore of Transformers is that there is their god, which is Primus, and then you have Unicron, which is their Satan.
Mhm.
Unicron is known as the Planet Eater, which, true to what he does, he goes around and, well, he kind of eats planets.
Oh, just like that thing in Fossil Fighters.
Kind of. I've actually never played Fossil Fighters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, you're good. But yeah, so let me go ahead and bring up an image. So yeah, Oswaldo. Basically, yeah. So Robo Jesus. If you want to like really, if you want to really look at it that way, yeah, he's like Robo Jesus.
I think
Primus
I've
is like
seen it
Robo
on the internet where like a Jesus thing becomes like a robot. Is that like an actual license thing?
No, it's not. No,
Oh,
it
I
isn't.
see.
So as I'm shrinking this down, so Lawful, you take a look at this. This is Unicron.
Let's see.
This is their version.
Okay.
This is their
Fancy.
version of Satan. And
in
it took,
G1,
like,
voiced by the amazing Orson Welles in the
Orson Welles,
1986
yeah,
movie,
Orson goddamn Welles,
as his final role.
and he had
What a
no idea what
badass.
the fuck he voiced.
Yeah, he said he was a giant toy that eats other toys. Like he didn't know what the fuck it was. But oh my
Robot
god, is he
Yes,
great?
That was the thing. Yeah. Like it was great. Like this was legit amazing. And then it took us until 2002 to get a proper Unicron toy because Unicron was in the franchise since the 80s, and there's been a few times to get a toy of him. One in G1 and one in Beast Wars. And both of the times they got canceled. Now, what's interesting about this is that Unicron in Armada, like all Armada toys, sold amazingly.
Yep.
It sold so well. This was the big ticket toy item of, and I actually had this as a hatchling. So Mama Rex actually got me this for Christmas one year.
Yeah,
I love this
that was from the same year I got it because I got it for Christmas as well.
So
Yeah.
what does he turn into?
A planet.
A robot
Oh,
that turns into a planet.
I mean, I guess not really like a planet. I guess it's more like a moon.
Yeah, it's like a moon that eats planets.
Yeah, so that was
He's
kind of like
Galactus the Transformer.
Yeah, he's known as the Great Devourer.
So the toy can turn into a moon.
Yes.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, he can.
Interesting.
And this was like the big toy item of that year. Now, the thing is that they kind of like overestimated it. So they learned that, so like they tried this again where they had like the quote unquote biggest Transformers toy back in Beast Wars, which was Cheetor, which Cheetor is the Beast Wars equivalent to Hotshot. So when Beast Machines came around, they had something called Ultimate Cheetor, which Ultimate Cheetor was labeled as the largest Transformers toy ever made.
And it's terrible. I have it. It sucks.
It's so awful. It's
How
so
big
awful.
is
I have it in
I
pieces
want one.
somewhere.
I legit,
because it just falls apart.
I legit want one. I
You
legit
want one? I have one. I
Yes,
just need
I
to find
do.
all the pieces to it.
I will buy it off of you.
I need to find it and put it together first.
See you later, and I will legit buy it from you.
Okay.
I will legit buy this from you.
I found it in the box at a thrift store, and had I known as a kid, I should have kept it in there. It was like $2, and I bought it brand new.
Oh God. So Ultimate Cheetor, oops, sorry. So Ultimate Cheetor was labeled as like the biggest Transformers toy, in that his cheetah mode would turn into the size of a house cat.
Oh, so
this
it's not that big.
That's pretty big. Like for a toy, that's pretty fucking big.
For the time.
Yeah, for the time, that's pretty fucking
Yeah.
big. And so that
I
sold
see.
horrendously. That sold so bad. Now, they were very reluctant on making a big toy like that.
Yeah.
So what they did was that they took a gamble and saw how popular Armada was, and they said, "Fuck it, let's go." And
Made
so
a big
they
Armada.
yeah, we're gonna gamble big on Armada, which they did correctly because, like I said, Armada was selling so well that they couldn't keep the toys on the shelves. So with this mentality in mind, they decided to overproduce Unicron toys.
Oh no, I think I know where it's going.
They overproduced it, yeah. So because of this, we had a really sick black and green and orange repaint in the sequel series, Energon, which that was also really fucking bad.
Yeah.
But
Energon is a thing.
Yeah, Energon was a thing. It was a thing of a thing.
Oh, Kicker, the best character ever in all of Transformers.
Oh god, I hate Kicker.
I can sense Energon.
Yeah, so Lawful,
My hair glows.
So the next series is known as Transformers Energon. And hang on, before we head out to Energon, let me show you one cool last thing of something great. So let me show you this one last picture of the Japanese version of Armada, because I'm not going to show Energon because Energon is poop.
I
There you
do
go.
want to say
Look at this.
before that, though,
Look at something positive. Look at something
So
positive.
I
here.
actually
You'll-
remember,
Yeah.
like, I think it
at
is
that shit. Isn't that
canon from
beautiful?
like some sort of Transformer book. I remember like pictures being posted on it on the internet, and it actually showed like a shit ton of like retro like Power Ranger dinosaurs. I think there was like a Pachyrhinosaurus, and there was like a Futabasaurus, and like that was like a shit ton of them. Like, were
I
those
think you're
toys
talking
of them
about
ever made?
dinosaurs. I think you're talking about dinosaurs.
maybe.
But so
Sure, there's
Transformers
some
Energon. So Transformers Energon was the sequel series of Armada, and that one bombed pretty hard.
Oh,
Yeah. Although I was gonna say before you want to head into that, do you want to touch on the universe stuff or no? It's just talking about exclusive stuff?
So I guess it's
Because there's a lot
probably
of like repaints of Beast Wars stuff in there too.
Yeah, so let me tell you about the timeline here. So like I mentioned, is that so this is all part of a separate continuity. Okay. So the Beast Wars repaints that are in Armada are canon with Armada. They are not from the Beast Wars timeline.
Yeah.
They're from the Armada timeline.
Like all of them have like every single. It seems like every single time, like it gets rebooted a lot of times, huh?
It does.
Yeah, welcome to Transformers. This happens.
Oh, wait till we get to
almost every year.
Cybertron. That's interesting.
I mean, at
Yeah,
that
Cybertron
point,
gets
I
really
feel like
fucking
at that
messy.
point, like a canon and not canon, like it's not even worth discussing it because like everyone could just slap in a new iteration.
It depends
it's
on what
like-
canon you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, because the continuity gets rebooted so many times. Like you could just slip into like Kamen Rider Revice without knowing Kamen Rider O's,
Mhm.
and you'll be just fine. It's the same thing here. You could slip into You could slip into Transformers Cybertron without even knowing a damn thing about Beast Wars.
I see. So that is why, like, I had like trouble like at the start of the stream because the only
Yeah.
Transformers I know is like the movie, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, we'll get to the movies.
We'll get to the movies.
We'll get to the movies because the movies are they're a special case.
They're a thing, and even then, even
They
in the
are-
movies, their timeline doesn't make sense.
No, it does not, and I will explain the timeline of
I
the
mean,
movies
in the
because
movies, like,
I want
in the movies,
like I
right?
will.
It feels like Optimus Prime is the asshole, and I feel like Decepticons are like the actual, like, it makes sense for them to go after it.
Sweet Lopho. I will explain the timeline of the movies because it gets you'll see.
Yeah, when we get there, we'll break it down. We'll go all
You'll
in.
You will see my two crested friend.
Yeah.
So Transformers Energon was a thing, and that happened, and that was really bad. But at the same time, since I know Lawful loves all things dinosaurs, guess what? There's a dinosaur transformer in that as well.
Ooh, which one is it?
His name is Cruel Lock.
Oh, that's
Cruel.
right. Krulak. He's a Terracon.
He's known as a Terracon, which is a type of drone.
Mhm.
He's billed as a T-Rex, but he's not. Let me just show you what he looks like, because I will give you $20 on like who he transforms into, because it's on the nose. It's
Mhm.
very, 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 very on the nose on what he is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't want you to cheat. I don't want you to cheat. I don't want you to look up what he is.
Okay, well then show me the picture of him.
Oh, I will. I just had to go find it. So, let me go find it. Here he is. So this is Cruel Lock.
Let's see.
This is Cruel.
It hasn't appeared
This
on
is
the screen
Cruel.
for me.
This is Cruel Lock. What do you think he turns into? I want you to guess as I'm slowly revealing this picture. What does he turn into? Chat, what does he turn into? I want you to guess.
Hmm.
He's
I see a
built
tail.
as a T-Rex. He's built as a T-Rex, but
It looks like
what?
Zilla.
You're
Oh, it
correct.
does look like Zilla.
You're correct.
Ah!
You are absolutely correct. He
So
is.
when did it come out?
based-
Wait, when did this come out?
This came out in
2003?
And when did Zilla come out?
98?
1998.
Oh, I see. So it wasn't like really trying to feed off the hype, though. Okay.
No, that will happen much later with 2015's RID.
Yeah.
It looks like Zilla. I feel
It
like
is
it's
Zilla.
like a syndrome, like similar to like a what was it? What should I call it?
No, Lawful, you're correct. He actually does turn into Zilla.
Oh wait, he does.
Yes, he does.
So this is his Zilla form, not his Dino form.
No. They call it a dinosaur because, well, they don't want to get spanked by Toho.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's like
Because this
Zoid's
is one-
Giganotosaurus. I see.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But it's
so
obviously based
uh,
off Zilla, yet they say Giganotosaurus. Okay.
Yes, it's like Zoids with the Gojilus line because it's
Yeah,
clearly
Zoid
Godzilla,
Gojilus
but they can't say it because, well, Toho's very protective of Godzilla and Zilla at this point too, because they're very protective over him too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I got the Zoid's Jurak, not Jurak though, the Gigazoid, and I thought
Yeah,
I
the
saw it was a
Gojilus Giga.
Giganotosaurus, and I got it from a trade, but it looked more like Zilla the more I
It
assembled
is
it.
it is 100% based off of Zilla, and what makes it even worse is that Krulok hunts in packs like the Zilla babies.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing that happens.
So
And
these
I
are like
hate it, but I love it.
minions, I see.
Yeah, so the Terracons are essentially drone minions of the
Mm.
Quintessons, which the Quintessons are a whole nother history.
Oh, boy.
Because they are.
We didn't even
so
get into them, did we?
convoluted. No, they're not that important. Like, depending on the continuity, they're not that fucking important.
Well, let's
No.
talk about the movies then. I feel like if we talk about the entire history of the Transformers, I feel like this might take ages.
Well, we've
Oh,
only
well.
got one more series to go over until we get to the movies anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then, go for it.
Yeah.
So, we come to our personal favorite, Cybertron.
Yeah, buddy.
And
Woo!
Skycam can talk about Cybertron as soon as I pull this up. Because Cybertron is a absolutely fucking amazing ass anime, and I love it to pieces.
I love it.
Let's see here.
This was. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. You know what? Screw it. We're just gonna put Scourge up here because I love Scourge.
Yeah. So the thing with
My favorite
Cybertron
Cinderella dragon.
was this was where, because I already liked Armada and Energon, and I had like some toys from there and all that. This Cybertron is where I became like a Transformers fanatic because I bought everything from Cybertron. Like I had almost the entire collection when I was a kid, and still do. I still have most of the toys. So basically, you got the all right. So how are we gonna do this? We're not gonna do the Galaxy Force. We're gonna do Cybertron, right? So Black Hole threatening to.
I'll let you steamroll through this.
Okay, so point is, there's a black hole threatening to swallow up Cybertron. So the Autobots are like, "Oh, we got to get out of here" and shit like that. And the Decepticons, it's been a while. The Decepticons are doing something to fuck with the Autobots, and they end up crash landing on Earth. 3 kids find landmine, and they find the Minicons, and then they are told the thing about how they have to find this thing called the Omega Lock, and they have to go to
essentially
these
a giant
planets.
fetch quest.
It's a fetch quest. They got to find the 4 Cyber Planet keys in order to awaken Primus to close the black hole. Yada yada yada, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure if I've got that any part wrong at all, it's been a little while. But
Yeah. And then
so in
Lawful would like this because it also has dinosaurs in it.
it does. It has dinosaurs.
There's a
got
whole
of really cool
jungle
stuff.
planet.
Yeah.
So the guy on screen is the leader of the jungle planet. His name is Scourge, also known as Flame Convoy.
Hmm.
He turns into a dragon. One of his lackeys is a dinosaur
Ah.
by the name of Undermine. He's a Spinosaurus.
Oh,
and also Brimstone.
I did not know
and
though they
Brimstone.
made a Spinosaurus. Zoid, not
Yep.
Zoid.
Yes, so
Transformers before
he's the
Zoid.
second one. He's actually the first. He's a retro style Spinosaurus.
Scorn?
He's also Scorn is the second. Undermine is the first. His name, or
Oh.
also he's known as Dino Shout in Japan.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
so that's Cybertron.
They tried to tie it to. They tried to tie it to
They
Armada and
tried,
Energon, even though it was an
but-
entirely different show in Japan. It was a complete reboot. But in America, they tried to tie it to the last 2 series, which made no sense at all. Also, they turned Nitro Convoy into Override and changed Nitro Convoy from a boy to a girl because, let's face it, that toy is very feminine looking.
Yes, and then we also have Thunderblast, which is another female Transformer, and we'll get to
Yeah.
female Transformers here in a little bit because it's a whole kettle of fish.
Yeah.
I'm I'm being dead serious here. And then that one gave birth to Transformer Underboob.
Yeah.
Yes, Lawful, you heard me correctly. Transformer Underboob.
Jesus fucking
Mhm.
Christ.
It gets weirder.
Oh no.
It gets weirder. But we're gonna steamroll through Cybertron because trust us, we could nerd out over Cybertron alone all fucking day.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know, this guy right here, this dragon, he's a tsundere.
That is true.
The Scourge?
Yes.
So
Because the human female of the series, Lori, kind of like whips him into shape, and there's like a bitter rivalry over her affection between him and Override.
Yeah.
It gets weird. But it's kind of cute though. It's kind of cute to see this big, giant, ferocious dragon get whipped by this small little human girl and acts like a tsundere towards her.
Very reminiscent, sort of Alexa and Starscream's relationship.
Kind of, yeah, but not as
Not the same dynamic, but similar.
But now we get to the main event, the movies.
yes. I rewatched some reviews of the movie just to, catch up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
I
I watched them when I was younger, but I forgot all of that except for the
Oh,
scene
Lord.
with the dinosaurs.
The movies.
So Zach, I want to start by this. Where were you? Do you remember the first time you saw Transformers 2007, and when did you see it? Like the opening night? Like how was it for you?
I remember
So when I was
a yellow
so when I was a-
robot. I think it was
when I was
called
the
Wasp. I think
there we
Wait,
go.
what?
there was
What?
like a yellow Transformer robot.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, no, not Wasp.
Yeah,
Bumblebee.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I remember like it used to look like a shitty car, then it just turned itself like into a super vehicle.
Yeah.
Damien
way, I meant
says,
Grarl.
my last year of high
I
school,
just
I went to
realized.
go see it with a buddy pretty soon after the opening day. That was the same thing with me. So when I was a sub adult, Mama Rex actually took me to go see it in the theaters, and it reignited my love of Transformers, and I've been a ginormous Transformer nerd ever since.
Yeah. So
I mean, the first movie was really well done. Like people started shitting on like the second and the third. I think.
that was
Oh, God,
because
that's-
I'll kind of take you back in time a little bit, sort of the context. So everyone was hyped up for the movie because Peter Cullen was coming back. There were a lot of old fans that were not really fans of the Unicron trilogy, as it was known here, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, and
Or Beast
they're like,
Wars.
all right, or Beast Wars, G1
Because
or
Truck
whatever.
Not Monkey.
Truck Down Monkey, and then Optimus Prime had Hot Rod Flames, and they were like, yeah. But okay, so the movie comes out. I remember the hype around it was like crazy. Like it was like this big cultural thing. Like it is the most 2007 encapsulation of a movie. Like it is kind of like
Oh, it
one of
is.
those. It's one of those. Was it watershed?
Even down to, like, the
What'd you
filming
call it?
techniques. Like even
Yeah,
down to
it
the
was-
filming techniques. The
was a
cinematography is filled with like mid 2000s BS where
Yeah.
the blue hue saturation is so overdone. So is the
Yep.
the orange saturation,
The orange,
shaky-
yeah.
the orange shaky, like the shaky cam, the orange saturations, the blue saturations, a lot of orange and blue.
Yeah,
throughout
it
that-
really
throughout that
defined
movie.
a generation. And I remember I was so hyped. I saw it the July 2nd opening at 8 p.m. I made sure I got the first tickets. Like I was up there, like I was camping out for the tickets and all that, like trying to get them. And then I saw it and it blew my mind. I saw it with a couple friends of mine. It was amazing. And then the sequels came out afterwards, and I still haven't seen the last night.
You don't want to see it. Kodak says, I love the first movie if we just remove the kissy lips on the Prime. Yes.
Yeah, it's giving
I
his
agree.
face guard the whole time. I was
Yes.
never a fan of Optimus Prime with an
Kissy
actual
face
mouth.
Prime. Kissy face Prime as Kodak
What
is
do
now
you
gonna
mean by
say it.
kissy lips
Yeah.
on the Prime?
He's got
Uh,
lippies.
Yeah, he's got the lippies, and I don't like it.
Oh,
And I don't like it.
oh, the Transformers series has
Yes,
people like debating with lips and no lips as well.
Yes.
I thought that was a paleontology thing.
Okay, so like weirdly enough, so speaking of paleontology, weirdly enough, Beast Wars Megatron was kind of a trendsetter
Oh, really?
because Beast Wars Megatron in his season 2 forms had lips on their T-Rex modes.
Oh, yes,
That's
yes,
true.
yes. The new Transformer has
Which
that
is
as well.
very
right?
bizarre because Beast Wars came out like shortly after Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dinosaurs were
Okay.
huge in the early 90s.
Yes, they were. And so, and then there was the second movie. And then there was
I've
the
only seen
second
that movie once. I've only seen it once in
don't
the
wanna-
theater, and I never saw it again.
I think the second
In
movie
order for
had
me to not,
Pistachosaurus.
in order for me to like kind of tiptoe around a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie, it was made during a writer's strike, and this was during when Michael
Yeah.
Bay had a lot more control over the movie, and you can clearly see it, especially with Kids in Mudflap.
It's all over the place.
I'm not gonna go.
Yeah,
into
we'll just-
Kids in Mudflap. We're gonna
Yeah, if
tiptoe.
you
around
know,
that.
you know.
If you know, you know, and you know why. So the third movie happened, and now you mean Devastator's Mess and Dangling?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna go with the Wrecking Balls. We're gonna go with the Wrecking Balls, and that's why people didn't like the second movie was because of the
I
Wrecking
came
Balls.
in like a wrecking ball.
That's the reason why. So the third movie came around,
Uh-huh.
and that was like, and they ramped up the gore. They ramped up the violence in that one.
Oh, Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, Dark of the Moon.
I remember liking Dark of the Moon quite a bit, but I still haven't seen it more than once.
Yeah, Oswaldo, you know too. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, and
Mhm.
then the franchise ended as far as I'm concerned. Yes, exactly.
It should have ended there, but then we had Age of Extinction.
Yeah, and then we have. Oh, thank you for the Skeletor voice.
Oh no, come
Where
on.
we had Fraser as the villain.
Yes, thank you for the Skeletor voice for 5 whole minutes.
So Skeletor, would you like to talk
No!
about Age of Extinction?
Okay. Yes, sir. Anyway, about Age of Extinction, aka Pedo the movie, because no, like seriously, I'm not even fucking kidding about this shit. Okay, so anyway, so
wait, hold
Transformers
up.
4 Age of Extinction.
So
Yes.
is Age of Extinction the one with the Pistachosauruses eating fish?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I wonder why they chose Pistachosaurus for that. Because isn't that
Not
because like
entirely.
Pistachosaurus was one like is like one of the few dinosaurs even back then where we had like complete fossils of? Maybe that's why.
I think so. And I think
Transformers
they also
4
just
Age
wanted
of Consent.
something as a set piece.
But
Damien
then
says,
they also made it
I will say this,
fishable,
I
so
do
I don't know where the
remember
hell they
about
went
the
with
second
that.
movie that was wild at the point when they were rendering Devastator's model and said, "Oh God, I didn't even know about that shit. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh God, they actually set the computer off. Well, holy shit, that's actually kind of impressive."
That's pretty impressive.
But yeah, so anyway, Transformers 4 Age of Extinction was kind of like a big push to like bring back the Transformers movies back into the limelight, which it did to a point. It was very, very big in China. It was stupidly big in China.
Mhm.
Now, the reason why
That is why I
think
saw
there's
these
more,
like posters on China, huh?
say what?
That is why I saw these posters on China because they were
Yes,
big.
because it was because this was at the time where China was opening up its borders and lifting up the ban on movies.
Mm.
And so, those balls cannot be contained. Yeah, no, they cannot. So, that is why there was a big push on China. So, as I was saying, this was probably more on the behest of Hasbro because to put the Dinobots in, because Michael Bay has said multiple times that he does not like the Dinobots. In fact, he actually hates the idea of Dinobots.
Why?
Because apparently you can't press women's big giant honkabadonkas on them.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck cares? They're dinosaurs. Who cares?
I know.
But Michael Bay wants the big boobies pressed up against hard metal.
Fuck him.
I guess that's not hot. I guess that's not hot enough for him. So this was probably more on the behest of Hasbro because of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, because that was coming out the year later. And so, Age of Extinction was kind of awkward because it had a romance between a minor and an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Oh really? I did not even know that.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I said earlier, Transformers Age of Consent.
Yes. And what made it even creepier is that this was actually one of the main stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Wait, you don't just carry a laminated card of the Romeo and Juliet law in
Romeo
your,
and
in your
Juliet
wallet at
law.
all times?
That made me go, "What the actual flying?"
I remember
fuck?"
watching
And
it going, what the fuck is this?
This guy had this thing. This guy had the card ready to go out the gate. That tells me he's done this before. That tells me he's done this before. Yeah, it's about the Romeo and Juliet laws more so than anything else. Yes, exactly, Sheriff, exactly. And that tells me he's done this before, and he's gotten caught. He's done jail times, and he's most likely a registered sex offender that he's not telling people.
Jesus Christ, this movie is something.
Yes, and then of course there's the Dinobots, which everyone fucking loves, including myself.
Yeah.
Because they were built as the main attraction of the movie when they only were in and I actually timed this. It was about 5 minutes.
Mhm.
5 fucking minutes of pure awesomeness.
So I think if Michael Bay hated dinosaurs because they couldn't, since they couldn't press girls' boobs on them, why the fuck would they go for beast transformers in the next movie?
Again, it's probably more so on the behest of Hasbro.
Mhm.
I see.
Because Hasbro was sitting there going like, well, dinosaurs are in nowadays.
Are you talking about Rise of the Beast?
Popular again. Yeah. No, Rise of the Beast does not have dinosaurs in it.
No, I know.
No,
But I
the
mean, like,
newest
that's
movie,
that's
the
what
one
I
with the
mean.
cheetah and the stuff.
Yeah,
the
Rise
new
of the
one.
Beast.
Yeah,
Oh,
it makes
because
me
Rise
wonder,
of
like,
the
why they didn't add in dinosaurs. I mean, yeah, sure, like
Oh, I
dinosaurs
see
are really
what you mean.
cool, but a cheetah, like I feel like a raptor transformer would sell better than a cheetah transformer. Could be.
Well, it's
Well,
also because it's
Let's talk
because
about
of Cheetor.
Yeah,
Cheetor is a
Cheetor
very
sold very
popular
well.
character.
Yeah, from Beast Wars.
Yeah, and Cheetor is the Kid Appeal character. He's the
Yeah.
Bumblebee of that series.
The Bumblebee, the
Ah.
hotshot of Beast Wars, essentially.
So in the new movie, there's no Bumblebee. There's just Cheetah Dude.
Oh, Bumblebee's in it. But there's also
yeah,
Cheetor.
So like I said, Cheetor he was the Kid Appeal, like Hotshot after him, and so is Bumblebee. So that's why. And so so that's why he's in Rise of the Beasts. And then there was The Last Night. The Last Night is literally a movie about nothing.
I never saw it.
Don't watch it. It's awful.
Yeah,
It doesn't have dinosaurs.
I have it. I have the 5-movie collection on 4K Blu-ray, and I bought it just to watch the first movie. I don't want to watch Last Night, but I have it.
So let me break it down the continuity of the movies because it gets so stupid.
Okay.
It gets so stupid as the series progresses, and let me tell you,
Especially once Bumblebee gets in there, because then it makes no sense.
Yeah, so what it is that before time began, there was the cube. It was the Allspark, and the Allspark. Don't worry about the Allspark because it literally becomes less and less important as the series progresses. Because the Allspark gives life to all Transformers, not Primus apparently. It is the Allspark, which that's thrown out the window by the second movie.
Yep.
Because now we have the Primes. Who are the Primes? The Primes are the original Transformers. Who made them? Who fucking cares? Who fucking knows? They're
It's
just
a loose
there.
interpretation of the original 13.
They're just there.
Yeah, they're just fucking there. They're just stomping around doing shit. I'm still mad
Remember
at
when Shia
GMT
LaBeouf goes to
stopping
Transformers Heaven?
of the top kick. Yeah, no, I am too. I am too, Triff. Like I am too. Say what now?
Remember when Shia LaBeouf goes to Transformers Heaven?
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Like Shia LaBeouf goes to Transformer Heaven and it meets
That was
the
so
Transformer
weird.
Jesuses.
So
He meets the 13 Transformer Jesuses, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's the Matrix of Leadership." Why doesn't Optimus Prime have the Matrix of Leadership? It's not fucking explained. Why
Well,
does
Optimus
why
Prime
why
dies and then comes
why
back.
is Shia LaBeouf more important than Optimus fucking Prime in terms of the Matrix of Leadership? Who fucking cares? Who fucking knows? I hate that movie, and I'm gonna keep moving on because fuck this continuity.
It is really bad.
Like, okay, so
So-
the one thing that I don't understand about Transformers and the movie, the whole concept
Mm-hmm.
is, I think, like, from what I saw on YouTube, right? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, they have, like, the Optimus Prime dudes, like, the good guys, and, like, the Decepticons are having a war, and
Yep.
I think they just dropped some cube onto the Earth.
Yep.
And that's the cube is what they need to breed, and that's like their energy source. So without the
Yeah.
cube, and
Kind
now
of,
all
sort
of
of,
the species.
but the more and more, but I
are
don't
gonna
want
go
to focus. But I don't want to focus on the plot of the movie because the more I do, the more angrier I get.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to something that brings me with pure total San Antonio.
So,
melatonin
like,
or
in a
whatever,
way,
serotonin.
like the
And
Decepticons
it's
are the
gonna be
good
called-
guys, and the Autobots are like the weirdos because they were gonna just like suddenly protect like some weird alien race they've never met before.
And then
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to Transformers anime before I blow
Yes!
gas with while trying to
this is the
while
shit
trying to
right
make heads or
here.
tails of the continuity of the movie because I don't want to get mad.
Animated
I don't want
is
to cut.
amazing.
I don't want to cut the movie short because the movies make me fucking angry.
Yeah, so
Aw.
dialing so going back from
I
last
get
night.
legit pissed whenever I have to explain. You can ask Sky Sam over here. Every time I try to explain the continuity of the movies, I get pissed.
Because it gets so ridiculous. But
Oh, they get
let's move
stupid.
on to animated, which came out in 2008. So kind of going back before Revenge of the Fallen, even this came out in 2008. And speaking of like the Transformers movies, one of the characters in here, Lockdown, was also put into Transformers 4 as the villain.
He was voiced by Bishop from Aliens.
Yes. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Lance
Can't
Henriksen.
remember. There you go. And so, animated, yes, Damien. Damien. I wish you could join in because I know how much you really love animated.
Animated
Like,
is
so good.
incredible.
So I was watching this while I was working at the park today before the tourists came in, and I was listening to stuff about the history of season 4 of animated, and animated is literally the poster child of what could have been.
Yeah.
Gral is about to go on a T-Rex ramp. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And this is why I wanted to switch over to animated because animated brings me so much joy.
So what is animated? So why is it so good?
Because animated, despite the goofy cartoony look, as you can see, Lopho is chock full of beautiful character development.
Yep.
Mm.
And it has the Dinobots.
Oh,
It has the Dinobots in it, which there's sadly only 3 out of the 5.
Yeah.
is the Spinosaurus in
Which
it?
Yeah,
No.
so what it is
Oh.
of the Dinobots, because originally there are, of course, there's Snarl, Slag, Swoop, Sludge, and Grimlock. Here in animated, there's only Slag and Swoop
Yeah.
and Grimlock. Because of
Yep.
course you gotta have Grimlock. So the origin of the Dinobots in here is that the Dinobots were originally Earth animatronic dinosaurs that got infused with the power of the Allspark and thus gave them sentience and life.
Ah, so so they aren't like actual dinosaurs. They were like just museum stands that just got, animated.
Yes, they got zapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got zapped with alien technology, and thus only Grimlock is the only one that is able to speak.
Yeah.
Mm. That's not a bad thing because they can just say, "Oh, that was from a shitty museum." Maybe they aren't so accurate.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's a pretty good line of defense they've got there.
In a way, Oswaldo, like it's not really like a FNAF kind of sense, but like kind of, I guess, like in a weird way. They got zapped by the god being that is known as the Allspark and became sentient. And the Autobots actually wanted to destroy it, but Bulkhead and Prowl were like, no, there's something special about these guys. We need to save them and put them in a island outside of Detroit where they can be safe and, go about their merry way. So the Dinobots aren't technically Autobots. They're more of like their own faction. It's one of the only times where we get to see the Dinobots be their own faction.
Oh, interesting.
Because they want to be left alone because they're more or less animals in a weird way, except Grimlock. Grimlock has essentially the mentality of a caveman.
Yeah. And
I
he
see.
really, really wants to get with Black Arachnia.
Yes, he does. And animated, and like I mentioned, animated is the poster child of what could have been because animated got done so dirty by Hasbro.
It really did, unfortunately, because
Hello,
it was so good.
hello. Because of one thing, and that was the movies. They wanted to make room for the movie toys and the new series that they were producing, Transformers Prime. So they canceled animated on its 3rd season, which is such a shame.
Yeah, because it was getting really, really good at that point.
Yes, it was. Oh my god, it so was.
Optimus Prime was just starting to get into his own and everything, and it was like,
yes,
all right, here we go. And then
Prowl made his noble sacrifice. I mean, there were so many good things.
So
and like I mentioned before,
the anime just cut off.
No, so what it was is that Transformers, despite how great of a series this is dominated by the by toy sales. After all, that is their bread and butter is the toys.
I mean, it makes
and
sense.
I would love to. I feel like I actually kind of want to do this again for another stream, and that is just talk about animated.
Yeah, I think so too, because there's so much we could talk about with animated.
Yes,
That
it's like
just-
Cyber.
yeah.
It's like Cybertron as a whole. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
good things about this, and I kind of want to move on into the comics because the comics are a whole nother continuity in of itself.
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna kind of like not have a lot to say because despite me having a lot of comics, I don't have a lot of Transformers comics, and I've only read a handful of like the Armada Dreamwave comics and things like that. Like, I'm not at all.
And I want to go
familiar.
into actually I feel like we're gonna breeze over the comics because the comics, like animated, it could be a stream in of itself
Yeah,
because of just
There's so
how
much.
There's a lot of stuff to go into.
aren't like the American and UK comics completely different too? Like,
Yes.
there's a lot of like weird stuff.
Hey, Fui, it's okay. You can join in. Get in touch with me later on. We could probably bring you on for like another, because I really want to do another Transformer stream because this is a lot of fun to talk about.
It is, yeah.
'Cause I never really get to talk about like this stuff like in full.
Mhm.
But what I want to talk about is this lovely character again,
Who?
RC.
Yay!
This is RC. And we're going to talk about female Transformers and gender, which, trigger warning, because I'm going to breeze over this because I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Mhm.
So
So this is a female Transformer.
yes, RC is a female Transformer. She is the female Transformer.
I see.
So RC in the comics, RC in the comics, I don't know how I
Simon
wanna go
Furman,
about-
you mad bastard.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go about this as safe as possible because, oh boy. Let's just say RC was a raging berserker and we're going to move on from there. Because there's a lot more things about her gender, and there's things like female Transformers. Essentially, G-Axis wanted to mess around with gender, kidnapped RC, forced RC from being a male Transformer into a female Transformer, and we're moving on from there.
Yeah, it's
There was a big giant retcon when they introduced legit female Transformers into the series, so we're just gonna mosey along. There's unfortunately just not a good way to talk about the original idea for female Transformers. It's such a mess. Yes, I agree.
yeah, it really is.
And that's why I do apologize for skirting around the subject because it is. It's a
Let's just
lot.
not get into it.
So we're gonna move on to Tarn and the DJD because the Tarn and DJD were thankfully more than me say I fixed that. Yes, they did, and that's why we're gonna get into Tarn. Because Tarn and Lopho, you see the scar on Tarn's mask there?
Let me see.
Like if you
Yes.
zoom in just a guess who made
Crap.
that? Guess who made that?
A raptor? Dinobot?
Grimlock.
He had a
Grimlock
T-Rex.
got Grimlock got into a spat with Tarn, and Tarn. So essentially, Tarn is a super devoted follower of Megatron.
Oh wait, does Grimlock have 3 claws?
This happened during a fight. So essentially, what happened was that during a fight, he's basically he scarred up Tarn's face, his actual face, and because of this, Tarn essentially lobotomized him to having the mentality of an animal to make an example of Grimlock.
Ooh, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, remember what Damien said in the chat about RC?
I didn't see.
You remember? Do you just look over? There's a far more fucked up shit that More Than Meets the Eye and IDW have done with Transformers in this continuity.
Yeah.
Besides lobotomizing Grimlock to having the mentality of an animal.
Yeah.
Because there's Whirl, which so during this continuity, there's what is known as the Decepticon Justice Division, which are super loyal devotees of Megatron, which Tarn is the leader of, and he is the only member of the DJD who is still there. All the others have been replacements because they have died throughout the millennia. So Tarn, essentially when he learned that Megatron had converted to being an Autobot, he almost wanted to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Megatron's an Autobot in this series.
Oh, what
Not
car
that
does he turn into?
He turns into a tank, but he's addicted to transforming. And he blew out what is known as a T-Cog. A T-Cog is essentially the Transformers' main mechanism to transform. He's addicted to the feeling of transforming to the point where he has blown out T-Cogs. And so what he'll do is that when he kidnaps somebody, he tortures them, rips out their T-Cog, puts it in himself, and let his other members torture them for him. Did I mention this thing goes into...
I'm not even gonna think of what allegory they're going for there.
The DJD are all named after Decepticon cities that have either fallen or have been captured.
Okay.
And so there is one name of Voss. Voss is a guy who turns into a sniper rifle, and you know the meme, "Give me your face"?
Uh-huh.
He does that literally. So he'll take off his faceplate, and his faceplate is filled to the brim with drills and spikes, and he shoves it into people's faces.
Oh, that's nice.
And there's another one that turns into a smelting pit, an electric chair, a meat grinder.
Oh, yes. Okay, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
So the continuity of IDW's Transformers is really, really dark and can get really, really fucked up. So there is a scene in IDW's comics where Megatron goes to what is known as the Necrobot planet. And the Necrobot planet is owned by a guy known as the Necrobot. The Necrobot shows people of the ship the Lost Light because they're trying to find the Knights of Cybertron, so that way Megatron can atone for his crimes against Cybertronians.
I see.
So, because Megatron kind of realized, like, you know, this war is going too far, and you know, what are we even fighting for at this point?
Yeah,
we've been fighting for God knows how many millions of years, and you know, I've just grown tired of it.
Yeah, so I'm tired. I'm out.
Yeah, and so Optimus is like, "Yo, that's cool and all, but like, you still need to atone for your sins." And Damien says, "This is still my favorite version of," and I agree. And I agree, Damien. I 100% agree with you. He goes, A, humanizes him beyond a rivalry with Prime, and B, it actually makes him look at what he's done and the pain that he's caused. Exactly. Okay, so you know how I mentioned like the rivalry of Optimus and Megatron and Armada was kind of special?
Yes.
This takes it to another level. And it... Hello, Cloudy, you've never heard my voice? By the way, hello, Cloudy. Damien, could you please give Cloudy a shout out? Cloudy is a very sweet VTuber. She's a Cloud Witch VTuber.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely sweet. Damien, give her a shout out for me. She very well deserves it.
Okay, yeah, so wait, were we at the comics?
I'm glad that you stopped by and said hi. I'm sorry, what?
So, are we talking about the comics still?
Yes, we are. So, the stream is going great. We're just talking about Transformers. We are talking about Transformers and nerding out over it. So, basically, the Necrobot planet, for every life you have taken, you get one flower. By a pillar of, you know, of what you look like. So, of course, you see Bumblebee. Thank you, Fweek. So like Bumblebee has a few flowers. Thank you so much, Damien. So Bumblebee has a few flowers. Optimus Prime has a good dozen. And then when Megatron overlooks his statue, there is a ocean of blue flowers of all the lives he has taken. And it really sinks in, you know, what he has done. And he's just like, you know, my God, you know, and this is where he says, you know, I'm a pacifist now because I don't want to do this again. I don't want to, you know, commit massive genocide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it really humanizes him because it really kind of shows, like, you know, what have I done? And so this is where Tarn comes in, because Tarn tracks him down to the Necrobot planet for a final battle. And during this time, Megatron doesn't pull any punches. He actually lets Tarn beat the shit out of him.
So
And Tarn is like, why aren't you fighting? Fight me, you coward. Why aren't you fighting me? The Megatron I know would kill me on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And Megatron looks at him and goes, yeah, I know I can. And I don't want to do that ever again.
Mhm.
Because I know I'll get carried away.
Yeah.
And so Ravage, oh yeah, by the way, Ravage has sentience.
Yeah, it's always interesting that I feel like they made Ravage more his own character and not just like a lackey of Soundwave. Like it's weird how, yeah, it's
But they
weird
have
how
a
they
special
just,
bond though.
yeah,
But they have a special bond. So Ravage sacrifices himself and lets Tarn rip him apart, literally
Jeez.
grabbing him by the tail and by the head and like ripping him in front of Megatron.
ow.
And so Soundwave actually feels this from across the galaxy, and he feels the loss and the hurt and the pain of basically a friend of his.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, like Fui, you really need to read this. It's so good. And so Tarn doesn't want to show weakness. So before this, like I could go on about the whole history of this comic book and the plot, but basically, Domus Ambus was trapped in the body of what is known as the Spark Fox, and one of the DJD grew attached to him and knew him and called him a pet because they lobotomized him into being an animal. And
That's
I'm sorry,
messed up.
it's Minimus Ambus, and Minimus Ambus is revealed to be Ultra Magnus, the original Ultra Magnus, who was a Minicon, essentially, who piloted a giant walking suit of armor. And so what Tarn does is that he takes a hold of Kaon, the guy who owned the pet, as he's called, and rips his head off.
Oh, I guess he died.
Yeah, so Deathsaurus was actually working with the DJD to hunt down Megatron. And what Tarn does is that he rips Kaon's head off and smears it on the chest of Deathsaurus and says, "I am not weak."
Okay.
This is a comic, by the way.
That's badass.
And
I guess
so
the
this
comics
plays
can be
in-
more darker because
Oh, yeah.
it isn't
Oh,
animated.
but this
so.
this is kind of like a weird parallel because fascinating with how much they changed it around. Exactly, like it's very interesting. It's very fascinating, and so this plays in with Ravage and Megatron because this kind of happened with Megatron, and so on Ravage's deathbed, Ravage looks at Megatron, and by the way, Ravage is bisected. By the way, I'm just letting you all know this.
I thought you were
he's
gonna say Ravage is You're gonna say Ravage is bisexual. I was like, huh?
Oh no. But there is a lot of like LGBT representation in the comics.
Yeah.
But Ravage tells Megatron, "Don't ever change," and that flips a switch in Megatron, and he goes into the battlefield full-on badass mode and fucks up the DJD so badly. Like, Megatron is a special antimatter power where he literally can absorb and disintegrate people.
Oh, damn.
And Megatron uses this against the DJD, the people that religiously follow him.
So, are there any like toys made out of because of the comics?
No. Sadly, no.
Oh, I
but
see.
sadly, no, but also yes. In a
Third
weird way.
party mostly.
Third party, yes, because we'll get into that as we wrap up the stream. Because
There's few. I mean, Tarn is getting a toy from Legacy.
Legacy, and then there was the Flame Toys Tarn, which I have a knockoff of, which is a very fun knockoff, by the way.
So but yeah, there are, but not really. Kind of.
But the comics is where like it really like shines in terms of like plot for Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
because like good lord, like Damien is saying here in the chat, because like good lord, I could go on about just how much like how good the comic series. Like in fact, actually, Damien, I would love to have you on the next time we do a Transformer stream, because like
I'm getting a bit
Lord.
confused. This is very advanced, like Transformers.
Yeah, we're getting really deep into the weeds here.
Exactly. Like I was
With,
like,
with the
I thought
comics.
we'd be mainly talking about the movie and like the toys and stuff, but like,
Well, I mean, like, this is like a
has all we
general,
like
like,
skipped
overview.
over.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Transformers, and this is like a general discussion of Transformers.
Yeah, and
I feel like
I'm not
like it's a
really-
bit too overheating.
Yeah, no, and
Scaring
I'm
off
not
the
very versed in
newbies like
comics
me.
either.
So
Yeah,
It's
we're
like,
gonna
hey, I here's a couple of Dino robots that I want to talk about. Boom, 5 books of lore in your
Yeah,
face.
basically.
we're gonna reel it back. We're gonna reel it back because I could go on about the comics, and like I said, Damien, I want you on when I talk about the comics, because good lord,
Mhm.
there's so much stuff. Like, and Damien, I also want you on when we're talking about animated, because I also want Sky Sam over here to
Yes.
because animated is, like I said, the poster child of what could have been, and animated is a stream in and of itself.
Yeah, I love that show so much, and that toy line. It's all around perfection.
Yes, it is.
It reminds me of
And-
the new Rise of TMNT series in terms of like reboot sort of, stuff.
I am too. Like so I am also like a diehard Gundam fan. I love
Mhm.
Gundam. And funny that you mention it, because G1, there, like, if you watch the G1 movie, there are dead mobile
Oh,
suits.
yeah. Yep.
There are dead mobile suits in that. Hang on for a split second here. There we go. Because I sadly don't have like a playlist, so I'm just kind of like changing up like music here real quick.
hmm
But anyway, so like I was saying, is that oh god, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so G1,
Gundam.
so G1 and Gundam. So if you watch the G1 movie, there's actually Gundam Easter eggs in the movie. So if you go to the scene where Cup and Hot Rod are in the jail cells, waiting for their execution of the Quintessons, you'll see broken up robots in the jail cells. Those are actually broken up mobile suits from Zeta Gundam.
I don't know
And
what
then-
Gundams are. I'm so sorry, I don't know anything.
You're good.
I'm just like left behind.
Like- No, you're good. Like, this has like almost like nothing to do with Transformers. It's just a fun
Yeah,
little-
it's just a visual thing.
And then there is there's Jetfire.
Ah,
And then there's Jetfire. Have you seen? Yes, I have actually. I have seen the RX-78 versus Optimus Prime. It's not bad. It's not bad. I do recommend it.
also
But yeah,
another
then
thing
there's
as far as Gundam, what was it?
was that?
Oh no, another thing as far as Gundam, just the design of Victory Saber in Victory. He has like Gundam skirts and everything. Like it's very much a Gundam inspired design.
Oh yeah, like there's a lot of times where Transformers will borrow designs from like other anime
Yeah.
and other like mecha like series. And I do want to talk about I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the Netflix series.
I have
I've
not. I
seen the
heard
Netflix
about it,
series.
but I never saw it.
Oh.
Now this isn't the one that was on what,
makes
fucking
me
Machinima.
No. I'm talking about the latest one that just came out.
Oh god, I didn't see
This
it.
one makes me so angry. But yeah, so like things like with like the movie and stuff like that, like here's the thing, like I am not like a big fan of the movies, because I know Lopho, you've seen the movies, right?
Yes.
You've seen the movies, right, Lopho?
Yes.
Okay. So are the movies like your kind of like introduction to the franchise?
Yes. I don't really read comics or watch like retro.
It's fine. It's
stuff.
fine. It's fine. Like I said, like this is all like, like first time user like friendly.
Yeah.
I like this is just like I mentioned earlier, like this is like a general like kind of like going over like the various like timelines and stuff like that. So like if you are new, you can catch up to speed with like a lot of the stuff.
Mhm.
And this is one of them. Now there are, as you can see here, there are dinosaur transformers. Because this goes back to Beast Wars and it tells an
Yes.
alternative.
Yeah.
telling of Beast Wars.
These are this is like the new toy line, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So this is like these are the ones that has like the skeleton Styracosaurus.
I am like
Yeah.
I am a fountain of knowledge when it comes to stuff. Because
So,
I love Transformers.
If I
I'm a
remember, they
diehard
also
Transformers
made
fan.
like a rare magmatic Triceratops transformer in this series.
I'm not sure.
I'm
I'm
pretty
not
sure they
sure.
did. It's like a retool of the Styraco.
The fossilizers.
Yes.
Yes, the
Yeah.
fossilizers. Yes. And that's the kind of like a cool thing, like with the Transformers toy lines, is that they will add in characters that are not in the show,
Mhm.
and they will become like a lot of the times, a lot of these like non-show toy only characters become fan favorites.
Mhm. Yep.
Like a lot of the times, they will become like fan favorite characters, and a lot like say. I want to say like Beast Wars Grimlock became a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were demanding like when Kingdom came out. So when
Wait,
the
so is that
Netflix series-
purple guy Grimlock? Wasn't that Megatron?
No, that is
Yeah,
Megatron.
so that is
There's two
actually
Megatrons.
Megatron there.
So Beast,
Yes.
what is Beast Wars Grimlock?
So let's see here. My urge you're welcome, Fwee. You're very, very welcome. Beast Wars Beast Wars Grimlock was a repaint of Beast Wars Dinobot from the 90s, but he became very sought after because
So
he's Grimlock.
Grimlock is a rapper in Beast Wars.
Sort of.
Yeah.
So Beast Wars I keep saying Beast Wars Megatron. No, Beast Wars Grimlock was labeled as, in the comics, he's labeled as, I want to say he's a Utah Raptor.
Hmm.
I want to say he's a Utah Raptor, but he is G1 Grimlock in a Beast Wars body.
Mhm.
But he's also, but I think he's kind of like a Giganotosaurus. I want to say. Because
Is it headcanon or like is it confirmed?
it depends on the continuity and it depends on the writer. Let me see if I can find a picture of Beast Wars Grimlock. Because depending on the continuity, he is a Giganotosaurus. But at the same time, the toy, I believe they build him as a Utah Raptor. Hang on here for a split second. He's a Dalmatian colored raptor.
Oh,
for
I
some
think I've
rea-
seen a picture of it on Google.
Yeah, so what's interesting with Beast Wars Grimlock is that he's feathered.
Oh, really? Wait, what?
Yes, he's feathered. Weirdly enough, he is a feathered I'm sorry, my bad. He's a Utah Raptor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's a Utah Raptor, and he's feathered in the
I
comics.
think this guy's like
which
based
is-
off like a Walking with Dinosaurs Utah Raptor. I think.
No, he's not. That came way after Beast Wars Grimlock.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is because like you don't see this often. Like, you genuinely don't see this often though. Like in terms of like dinosaurs, it's like feathered dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And what's kind of interesting though is that so what's interesting though is that we have things like Trypticon. So Beast Transformers are kind of like a weird subject because they
Mhm.
have, depending on the continuity, Beast Transformers have like different mindsets in a weird way.
Mhm.
So like Trypticon is one of those like interesting mindsets in that he is like a straight up animal in a weird way.
So I guess
But,
there's
like-
it's like a transformer that is like less intelligent.
Kind of sort of in a strange way.
I mean,
Yeah,
so,
simple
like-
brains.
Transformers, like if
Yeah,
like,
essentially, yeah.
since we have
So,
like
they have-
humans
so, like,
and
yeah.
animals, it would make sense for Transformers have their equivalent of animals, right?
Yeah, so funny thing that you mentioned that because like in G1 you have things like Ravage and Laserbeak,
Mhm.
which Laserbeak transforms into a condor, and cartoon-wise he is he has the mindset of an animal. Comic book-wise he's like a actual sentient transformer who just happens to look like an animal. Ravage is the same way. Ravage is a jaguar. He's a black jaguar. Now, what's interesting in the latest cartoon, Cyberverse, Grimlock, and I love bringing up Grimlock because he's such a cool like poster child for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Grimlock in Cyberverse, he has the mindset of an animal in his beast mode, but robot mode wise, he's actually very sophisticated. He's incredibly smart. And so like there's different ways of like how they handled it. So like in the Transformers Prime continuity. So Transformers Prime, they say that Beast Transformers come from a prime known as, I want to say, Nixus Prime.
Mhm.
And Nixus
What does that
Prime,
mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
Nixus Prime?
Yes.
So Nixus Prime is one of what are known as the 13 Primes. And he gave birth to all the Beast Transformers. So in the Prime continuity, they have their equivalent of dinosaurs. Like bestial dinosaurs. And Lawful, this is kind of cool. So like in the Prime continuity, their version of dinosaurs are fucking dragons.
Huh. So I guess they
Predaking.
spit fire. I mean, didn't the Dinobots in the movie do that as well?
They do. But they kind of scanned dinosaurs as an alt mode back in the prehistoric times. But in Prime, you have things like Predaking, who are natural, which are like natural like animals on Cybertron that are dragons.
Okay.
They're straight up dragons. How no, like seriously, like how badass is that?
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, like their
It's
version of
Predaking.
yeah, like their equivalent of dinosaurs is dragons. That's kind of cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, like it gets really weird, and then they have things like what are known as I think it's like RNA, which is their equivalent of DNA.
RNA is a thing that actually exists.
Right, but it's like robo DNA to them, and they have
That's kind of
fossils.
ironic. They named it RNA because it's like robot DNA, but like DNA
Yes.
itself is made out of 2 strings of RNA. So
Yeah.
So
they couldn't
so it's
really
weird.
find a
And
better
then,
name than that.
Well, and Lawful, here's where it gets weird. So, like in Prime, they have fossils.
So those are the fossilizers, I guess.
No. Fossilizers are just like straight up like just toy line related stuff.
Yeah.
So in the Prime continuity, they have fossils, which they extract robo DNA to clone. It goes straight up Jurassic Park zone here to make this fucking thing, which is known as Predaking, a giant fire-breathing dragon.
Which is another name they had to reuse so they could keep the trademark on it.
Yes. So
God damn it, stop
you
reusing
see a
names.
lot-
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
so Lawful. Let me.
We
let
have
me
the
break it
same
down.
thing called we got like a raptor and a T-Rex sharing the same name and shit.
So the funny thing that you mentioned this is that, so the funny thing that you mentioned is because Hasbro does not like to get rid of like their names. They will
No.
definitely hold on to these names for dear life.
I mean, if you're
And then
gonna
steal them from the
if you
GoBots
want
as
to
well.
keep Grimlock, sure, just make it into the T-Rex. Why a raptor? And why a full crane?
Because of things. So what they'll do is that they'll repaint to get the best. Because, like I mentioned, Transformers is ruled by toys. Their whole thing is ruled by toys, and so they will get their mileage. They will get their mileage out of a single toy mold until literally the mold breaks.
Yep.
I'm not kidding. Like, they will literally use a toy mold until it fucking breaks.
That is why they make so many repaints, huh?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I guess
that
that's
is
how the
exactly
Jurassic World toys work as well.
Oh
And
yeah.
they make a lot of remolds as well. So
Yeah, it's a lot of money to spend on a mold, so you might as well reuse it as many times as you can.
Exactly.
Just look at the Seekers.
The Seekers are the poster child of repaints.
Yeah.
And they make some good Seekers, like Skywarp.
Scarp is my
Skywarp
favorite
is-
Seeker.
And, like, they go nuts over Skywarp because Skywarp is simple. He's a black and purple jet.
Yep.
And black and purple is such a badass color scheme. Like, slap that onto anything, and you will print money. Like seriously, Lawful, we can see if we can clone you, and we'll make a purple and black clone, and see how well the park guests react to it.
oh no.
Yeah.
Don't turn me into a commercial attraction, please. No.
Damien,
We'll start taking
Damien,
pictures with you. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, Damien, let's clone Lawful and make him black and purple.
No, don't make me black and purple.
Let's do it.
It sounds like you're gonna beat him up.
Damien, clone him. Clone
If
him.
you're gonna
please.
do it, make
Make 'em
me
black and purple clone
yellow
of
or
him.
something.
Blue and orange.
We'll
No,
do
don't
it.
orange. Make me yellow.
We'll do it.
Red.
Spare no
Purple and
expense.
teal. Let's go.
Purple and teal, yes. And we'll call you Lawful Warp.
No.
We'll call you the Mighty Duck.
It's great. But yeah, so like that's kind of like an interesting thing with like Hasbro, because like repaints will sometimes gain a life of their own and become their
Yeah.
own distinct characters.
If they sell well, that is.
No. Like, despite even not even selling well, a lot of the time, sometimes repaints will become like a whole separate character. Case in point, the Seekers, Ultra Magnus, and a few others have become breakout characters, despite them being like a repaint or started off as a repaint.
Mhm.
Such as the Datsun brothers, such as like Blue Streak, Prowl, Sideswipe.
They're like,
A lot of the-
Silver Streak.
I'm sorry, Silver Streak. Oh, that actually hurt. That actually hurt a little bit.
Oh.
But yeah, like like I said, Transformers is such a very interesting toy line
It is.
because of this kind of stuff. And I guess what we can do is that we can wrap up the stream by bringing up a kind of a touchy subject within the fandom.
Players?
We don't talk about that here. We don't talk
Knockoffs.
about that here.
Third party.
Yes. Third parties and knockoffs.
So what is
So-
your stance on them?
I love them. I
Yeah.
love them. Like, I love the shit out of them. In fact, actually, let me pull up pictures
Depending
of
on
my
the
third
knockoff,
parties.
I'm iffy on. Depending on what it is, third party. I love third party Transformers.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I will usually take knockoffs like if the original mold has been like lost, like not lost, but like it's
Yeah.
very old or retired. It's gonna take years for like it costs way too much. If it's like maybe like a background creature, I'll just probably just get a knockoff out of it. But if I end up like running across the actual one, I'll just probably replace it with that.
So let me actually bring up some examples of like third party Transformers, because a lot of the times, so this is kind of like a big kind of like contingency within the fandom. Because a lot of the times, you will get like some fans that either love them because they offer, characters that Hasbro doesn't touch or haven't touched in a very, very long time and haven't gotten a toy out of. While some hate them. They hate them and say like they're the reason why that it is killing the brand and there's the reason why.
I mean, but Transformers is a huge brand that's not dying anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yes, but you have to understand is that Transformer fans can be a fickle and a more or less like an entitled bunch.
It's been a toxic fandom since literally forever.
I mean, what fandom isn't toxic? Like, fandom equal toxic.
But we're talking like kind of like, I don't want to get like too mean into it, but like, I guess you could say like man children.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't we all technically man-childs?
Not to the level of Transformer fans. Like,
see, yeah, you can be an adult fan of Transformers and also, but not be a man-child.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of people are.
Yes, and let me see here because I'm still trying to find some of my pictures that I've taken of my third-party figures that I own. Because I own a lot. Like, a vast majority of my Transformer collection is third-party figures.
Oh, I did not know that.
I have a select few.
Huh?
So, are third-party Transformers, like, how expensive are they? Are, like, around the price of the originals, or are they cheaper? Do you get them because they're
more
cheaper, or...
Expensive.
They can be very expensive, usually over $100.
Like
Oh.
I'm looking at
average.
my Grimlock collection here because I actually do have an extensive Grimlock collection.
Oh yeah, about that. I actually found inside a McDonald's like box, the old Grimlock like thing. I got a dupe of it. I'll send it to you actually. I got it. It's one of the ones I need to get rid of, so might as well add that one in as well.
Okay, so I've actually found like a great picture to compare this to. So here's a picture from my personal collection. It is one is a Studio Series 86 Leader Class Grimlock, and the other is Planet X's Caucus, or also known as IDW's version of Grimlock. So let me go ahead and find the picture here real quick. So they have them side by side. So let me show you real quick. I took a picture of this like last year when I got the figure. So the desk is a little out of date and the workspace is kind of messy.
Oh, it's a Funko Pop military dude.
I mean, yeah, I did to break the immersion. Yeah, hi, I'm in the military. Hey, how's it going? Here's your immersion. There's the immersion break. Oh, anyway. So one is the 86 Leader Class Grimlock, and the other one is the IDW Grimlock. So this is the reason why a lot of the times people will get third party. Is because a lot of the times Hasbro will not and sometimes will refuse to touch certain characters, certain, multiverses, certain timelines, and etc.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times third party figures are of higher quality than that of Hasbro.
Yep.
That is kind of ironic because it's not really something that you see in the dinosaur collecting, because usually in dinosaur collecting, for the community at least, third parties are like worse quality but cheaper. It's the other way around in Transformers.
Oh
exactly. A lot of the times is pretty much that. So a lot of the times, third party companies will add in things like electronics or die-cast metals, which, to quote Optimus Primal, it's a dying art.
Yeah.
Die-cast construction, it's a lost art. So this one here is also not for my personal collection, but I have it in my collection. This is the Iron Factory Legend Scale Shogun Grimlock.
I love Iron Factory.
Does it turn into a dinosaur?
Much.
It does.
Oh!
Iron Factory is my favorite third-party company.
And when I escaped my paddock for the weekend and I was hanging out with Sky Sam, I actually brought this along with me because I wanted to show him what third-party companies can do.
Huh, interesting.
And he has seen this in person.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know,
It's so good.
it is quite interesting to see how other people react to knockoffs. Like honestly, I myself, like I get knockoffs, but they're more like a, ready to be replaced kind of ish stands. I wouldn't like buy one unless it came in a lot with others, but kind of strange to see the opposite. But it makes sense because,
by the way, chat, you're about to hear a bunch of grown men geek out over toys. So
yes, toys, the
with
best thing
warning.
we all excel at.
Yes.
so warning. So, but yeah, like a lot of the times, third-party companies will make toys essentially of a higher quality than that of what Hasbro can do. And like this right here is at a legend scale class, which is, I guess the best way to describe it is like 1 to 1/44 scale. If we're talking
they're
like
very, very small.
Gunpla levels. Like this is a very small figure. What I just showed you was with my IDW Grimlock is, I guess, because I'm putting this in like scaling that a lot of people can understand because a lot of people collect Gundam models. So like 1 to 100 scale figure. So like a masterpiece.
How big is it compared to like a Funko Pop?
A lot bigger.
Good question.
That is actually a very good question. But like Transformer fans can understand scaling as like Legend scale, Deluxe scale. So like different scaling. So like you have like Legend, Deluxe, Masterpiece scale, Scout class.
They're about a Scout class, I would say.
Voyager, this one's about a Scout class. Voyager, Deluxe, Leader, and like Commander and Mega class.
Wow, there's loads of size classes. In Dinosaurs, we just have scale. That's it. 1 to 40,
like
1 to 30, that's it.
Like Dinosaur collectors, it's like, what scale is this? Big.
Yeah.
This is big scale. But like, but a lot of the times third-party figures can cost a pretty penny.
They can.
They can cost a pretty big penny. Like my IDW Grimlock. Oh, let me actually show you this one too. This is from G Creations. This is movie Grimlock. So Lopho, you might get a kick out of this one. Because I know your big introduction to Transformers was the movies, correct?
Yes.
So let me show you this one. This is movie Grimlock, done by the third-party company G Creations. And one of the other things is that a lot of people buy third-party figures of is accuracy.
Oh, I see.
So this is movie Grimlock, done by G Creations.
I can't see it. It's not appearing on my screen. Oh, this one. I think I know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This looks nice.
Yeah.
This is $200.
Oh, it's been expensive.
Yeah.
But again, you pay for the quality.
Yeah, you get what you pay for sure.
I mean, I think one of the reasons I collect like branded ones like like PaleoLive and like Mattel. I feel like buying because of a brand, the rarity it adds up to the rarity because like you wouldn't like pay $100 for a Dinosaur, but you would pay $100 for like a rare like a Papo Dodo bird or something like that. Right. But is there like a secondary market for these like Chinese like low key knockoffs as well? Do they like gain value?
Oh yeah, a lot of them do. Like so, the knockoff company Weizhang, I believe I'm pronouncing that.
Weizhang's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, Weizhang is known for their high quality knockoffs. Now, Weizhang got into hot water because they decided that Transformers wasn't good enough. They wanted to knock off Disney.
Oh no, you don't mess with Disney.
Yeah, so you can see where this is going to go. They got a little too greedy, and the mouse came down and smacked them. And them, with the Chinese government, cracked down on Weizhang, seized their warehouse, destroyed their products, and they went into hiding for a while. Now, they are back. Now, Weizhang is now back in action. But during the time where we thought Weizhang was done for, the prices for their toys went through the roof. So a figure that you thought was like say, let's just say was like $80, okay?
Okay.
So we'll say like a toy that was like worth $80 went to like $150.
Oh, it's
Because
not as high as I thought.
well, compared to like that's not like an actual price. I'm just like spitballing here.
Yeah, I mean, the
Because
price increase ratio, like, isn't that as intense as I thought?
well, again, that's just me like spitballing an idea here. I'm not saying like that actually happened, but it has spiked up because of the rarity. Because now Wei Zhang can no longer make toys. So because of that, the Wei Zhang figures became more and more rare because they're no longer in production anymore. And
I see.
figures that were like $100 now just became like almost $200.
Hmm.
Again, because of the rarity of said figures.
I see.
Yeah, the Smackosaurus. And let me actually show you a better example of like third party versus like official releases.
I've seen like a third party version of Scorn. Like, the original version that Hasbro released is this like red one. But I think I saw like a big like metallic one.
Yes, that is the one I have. It's known as
you
Ancient
have
Leader.
Scorn?
Yes, I have the one that you're talking about.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It's
Because I saw it on
it's a very good
secondhand
figure.
market for like $80. Like, I was debating on getting
well
it, but
worth
I
it.
decided not to.
Oh no! Get it! It's really good. It's a really good figure.
Oh, really? Because like it is like literally exactly the same but bigger.
Not necessarily. So like sometimes what knockoff companies will do is that they will take some of these figures. So like that was done by AOE Mech. And AOE Mech is also known for like taking some of these knockoffs and like improving the sculpting.
So what?
So what did they improve? So they improved by like having articulation in the fingers in the Spinosaurus mode. They filled in the gaps at the bottom of the tail. They added die-cast metals. They added a more movie-accurate paint job. They added LED lights. They added special gut flaps on the side of the Spinosaurus mode to make it more filled out.
I see. Like, the main reason I actually did not get it wasn't simply because it was too big. Like, the main thing that I did not like about like Hasbro's Scorn was the fact that its sail was like it looked like a rectangle like slap instead of like an actual like Spinosaurus sail. I mean, it has like three sails. And like instead of the main sail,
that's because it's stylized.
Yeah, because the two on the side were like they weren't like Spinosaurus sails. I think they were like similar to like how like Augustinia used to be like represented. Like, it had like U-shaped spines, and like that's what the Hasbro model didn't have, and neither did the big one. So I was like, the whole selling.
Like I would get it. I would highly recommend getting it.
I mean, if we see it on sale again, I probably will.
A damn good figure. It is damn good. Now, the problem is that I think they probably fixed it in like the second production run, but like the transformation process of like swinging the arms had been known to break. Now I know I think it's been fixed because I know my copy. I think it's like the second release, the second variant. And it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Ah, I see. It could have been the first one, but as I said, I don't really transform. I just keep them in my Dino mode.
Yeah, I mean, like I do too. Like
that is my biggest dilemma, guys. This is my biggest dilemma since I am usually an inbox collector, and that is like a little dilemma that I actually have because I actually have the skeleton baby.
Hey, Sky Sam, we have one of those guys in my paddock. We have one of those guys.
The inbox collector.
The inbox collector.
I need it in my box, otherwise it loses value.
Well, like here's the thing. I don't treat my toys as like something that I'm gonna sell later down the drain. But I do just like seeing their value go up. Like I'm not gonna sell them anytime soon. I probably will never sell them, but I still want to see the value go up. So that is why I just keep them in box.
That's fair.
And
like
I have like a baby Pachycephalosaurus that is like neon green. Like what is it called? Let me see. Hold on. Let me grab the box. It's called.
But yeah, like that's kind of like a thing with. So like, here's the weirdest thing is like,
It's Dracodon. It's Dracodon.
Okay.
So I got it from Amazon, and I don't know what to do about it. Do I open it? Do I take it out
I
and
would.
put it as the Dino mode, or do I just keep it in the human form? Because as annoying as it is, Transformers always are boxed in their robot forms instead of their transform forms. So I can't just keep it in box and make it look like a dinosaur at the same time.
Well, back in my day, they actually used to have Transformers packaged in their alt mode. Yeah.
Oh wow, that is kind of cool.
I wish it was still like that. Oh, actually, with the new Velocitron line, they did start having them in their vehicle modes, which was amazing. I love that.
No, which is really, really great.
Yeah.
And then like, so like, in the world of like third party like Transformers, is like their third party figures aren't safe from getting knocked off either.
I see. They can knock off knockoffs.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, but like sometimes you get like really good ones, and then sometimes you get ones that are kind of poop.
Yeah.
Like,
it really just depends.
it is a gamble. Like, I will show you this. This is a third-party figure of Trypticon from Fall of Cybertron done by Planet X. Planet X is amazing when it comes to their figures. So this right here, Lopho, is Trypticon from Fall of Cybertron.
Ooh, wait,
Again,
is it dinosaur or?
It's Godzilla, but yeah. So Trypticon is based off of Godzilla.
Cool.
But this right here is a figure that will cost you $500.
Holy moly!
And that's mainly because this is actually sold as a two-parter. So you'll get one half, and you'll buy another half, and you put it together, and you get Trypticon.
So is it two Transformers that combine to create this guy?
No. So what it is that it's two halves of the same Transformer. It's just this thing is so fucking big that they had to kind of sell it as a two-parter.
Why? So you can buy the butt of a Transformer for $250 and the head for $250?
Yes.
What?
You pay $250 for an ass. And good lord, would I pay $250 for an ass?
I've done worse things.
I've done worse things with $250.
I've done it before, and I'll do it again.
I'll fucking do it again.
Oh, well, Max. Oh, yeah.
Well, Max, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
But I don't see the reasoning. Just sell it in a bigger box. Is it like the shipping? Is that why it was so?
Well, sometimes they'll do that. Like sometimes third-party companies will sell, like a initial release as like the two-parter, and then sometimes they'll sell it as like a deal where you'll get like the whole complete figure. And Planet X has done this with the
selling an entire figure as a deal. Now that's the thing I did not expect to hear.
Well, and they did this with Skylinks too. So like Skylinks, Mastermind Creations made a third-party Skylinks, and that one they sold it as a two-parter, which you would get the dinosaur bird and then the Lynx, and then they made another one where you can buy it as the actual complete set.
Yeah.
And Skylinks, let me show you, because Lawful might get a kick out of him, because I don't know what the hell Skylinks is.
Skylinks is such a weird character.
Is he a dragon, or is he a griffin? Is he a... I don't know.
I don't fucking know, dude.
But he's so cool though.
He's every
well, I mean, when you say griffin and dragon, that means it has like 6 limbs at least. I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's got front leg, back leg, wings. Like, okay, so Lawful, here's Skylinks. This is done by Mastermind Creations. It's a beautiful kit. It's a beautiful toy. I would pay top dollar for this toy.
It looks ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It's an Archaeopteryx smacked on top of a cat.
Yeah. It looks ridiculous. It looks like an airplane.
Well, it's a space shuttle.
Yeah,
it's a space shuttle. Now, see, here's the weird thing about this. So, Hasbro does know of third party. They do know of these companies.
But they just let them be because they make them, scratch their itches so they don't have to do the dirty work, I think.
Much, yeah. So, like, third-party companies will get ballsy and will sell their product in like BotCon, which is a Transformers convention owned by Hasbro.
Yep.
Selling it in the enemy's room.
Yep.
That is balls.
That's some balls
is-
they got there.
That is some big brass balls, and Hasbro lets them do it.
I mean,
Now,
it makes sense from
granted-
them economically because, like, for example, there's that one Dino that like people like don't want. Like, not Dino. There's like this one Transformer that people love, but Hasbro isn't so sure if they should make it. If they release it, it will maybe it's a Transformer that will only appeal to like the hardcorest of fans. So they aren't really so sure
that's
what to
kinda
do
like how
about
they-
it. And then the
that's kind of
third
how they
party
did-
comes in and scratches their itch, so they don't have to worry about that.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree, Hour. It's like the sussy imposters amongst them.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they do get a little touch. Now, when it comes to like certain Transformer releases, they will get a little touchy. So, like when Unicron came out. So Unicron came out through what is known as HasLab, and at the time there was a third-party company called Cell Studio, and Cell Studio was making a Unicron toy.
Oh.
Hasbro caught wind of this and gave them a cease and desist order.
Oh. Yeah, because
Now,
I think they will only like strike when it will like affect their sales.
It's a little,
Yeah.
it was a little too close, for comfort. And
Yeah, that's
Hasbro
what it
didn't like
was.
As I said,
It
I
was a
think my theory
premium-
stands correct.
Yeah, because the thing with HasLab's Unicron was it was a premium sort of release where it was appealing to the hardcore collectors, whereas third party does that anyway, and they
Yeah.
felt like it was going to cut into their funding and release of HasLab's Unicron essentially.
Yeah, I think
Right.
yeah, that makes sense for them.
Yeah,
And now what?
because no kid's
Now,
buying
with
that toy.
Yeah, no kid is gonna buy a $300 toy of Unicron.
Or $1,200 now, or $2,000, however much you buy it on in the
No, like,
aftermarket.
It's cuckoo crazy. But
Yeah.
like, so what Cell Studio did was a pretty Giga Chad move in terms of like toy collecting. So what they did was that they took the cease and desist order, crumpled up, threw it away, went silent for a little bit, rebranded, and sold the figure.
So did they get
And
law? Did they get hit by the
And
law?
what they did was that, so in order for Hasbro to not catch them, they blocked out the head of the toy and sold. No, what they did was that they took the Unicron toy and put a little orange cone on the top of its head so that you couldn't see the head of the toy. And they were like, "Oh yeah, look, it's totally not Unicron," and everyone knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
All
You
except
gotta
for
show me a
Hasbro.
picture of that.
Oh, I will, because it's great. Now, see, the other thing is like with third-party companies is that they can't really name it like Optimus Prime.
Mhm.
They can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, this is a third-party. This is a third-party Optimus Prime." Of course, they can't say that.
Yeah.
Of course, they can't say that. So what they'll do is like say, "Oh, well, this is called Freedom Leader, or this is called Light of Hope." Stuff like that.
Naval Commander.
Naval Commander, correct? Yeah, exactly.
It's Cell Studios,
they'll-
right?
Or Caucus instead of
Studio,
like
yeah.
Grimlock.
Mhm.
Let me see here if I can find it real quick. Let me see here if I can try to find it, because what they did was pretty ingenious. I'll use their pumpkin. I think it's the pumpkin one that just came out.
I see what they did. They just removed their head.
Yeah, that's it's exactly what they did.
They just
They
removed,
removed the head and put the cone on
and
top.
sold it as a robot.
Yeah, and
Yep.
like everyone knew exactly what it was, so like people weren't getting like scammed and going like, "Oh no, I paid $400 for a Unicron toy and I got this." No, everyone knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
So like Hasbro knows, like they do know, and they do acknowledge it, but like they don't want to say it. It's very kind of like kind of hush hush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as long as you don't step on our toes and release things at a in a certain time period when we're trying to do it, we all good. We all good, Chief. We all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, it is very strange. Like this is not a dynamic that you see in dinosaur toy collecting. That's for sure.
No, like I said, Hasbro is very like I said, very kind of like, you know, just don't fuck with us and we don't fuck with you kind of mentality. Now, unless they're like trying to knock off like Disney properties,
Yeah,
then
they're
they'll sit there and go,
surprisingly
okay,
neutral.
now we got a reason.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, they're
man,
very
kinda.
very neutral when it comes to this kind of stuff.
So
But
I
I
guess well that's it.
Yep, and I think with that, I think we can close on this stream.
So yes, it's
Yeah.
been 3 hours. I thought we'd be talking for around an hour and a half, but like we've done three times.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
it can
like,
go on.
oh, trust us, like lawful.
We've only
you don't
scratched the
understand.
surface of the surface.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, no,
Definitely,
trust
I
me.
feel like the toy part was very interesting.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
like the toy stuff in general when it comes to Transformers. Again, a lot of the stuff that I mentioned, and I'm not kidding, like a lot of the stuff could be like literally streams in of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And like Damien, like I see you there. Like next time we talk about Transformers, I'm dragging your ass in here with me.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Like,
rewatching some stuff.
I'm
And
dragging
then
you in here
come
with
back.
me next time. just
Yeah, it'd
you
be cool
wait.
to talk with you, man.
Yeah, because like Damien is also like a huge like Damien was actually thinking about streaming the Transformers PS2 game.
Oh yes, I love it.
Yeah, like the one with the really bad voice acting and where you get to fight Tidal Wave as a fucking boss.
That whole game is something.
And I haven't even talked about the video games. I haven't even like legit talked about the video games.
Yeah. There's
Because,
also
like, the video games are
Transformers
so
Tatakai on
good.
PS2. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. That's so good. Yeah, like Sky Sam, like give my mod here a big follow. Like seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give him a follow. Like he's also a fellow nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd too.
And
Eh.
yeah, he's also he's a paleontologist and he's the guy that owns the park that I live in, and he
Oh.
covers up all, and he also covers up all of my legal issues when I break out and eat people.
You know what? That's a good owner right there. He's got your back.
He
Good
does,
employer.
and like you have no idea how much legal issues he's up with. Like you wouldn't believe how many lawsuits he's in right now.
I
He's up to
can
his neck.
imagine that
He's
you know
he's up
these
to his
parks.
neck sometimes. I mean, sometimes I get a little crazy, and I get you know I like to break out, and I get a little too excited when it comes to scaring people.
Yeah.
Oh, just you wait! I'm gonna next time I break out, I'm gonna let out all the pterosaurs and watch him try to catch them all. It's like Pokemon.
Like Pokemon.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah.
You gotta catch them all.
Pokemon catch them all, or
And let me tell
or
you,
get lost.
and let me tell you, and let me tell you, the pteranodons, they're especially pissy when you spook them. Oh, that's great. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen a guy get chased around by 2 giant pteranodons?
Nope.
I have
It's-
not.
It is satisfying. It is so satisfying. I named one of them Bitey.
Bitey.
I named the male pteranodon Bitey.
Right, you wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't have teeth, but it can still bite.
We
have no
don't
teeth,
we
but I
don't
must
mention the
bite.
iguanodons here. We don't mention the iguanodons here.
Oh, we
Never
don't.
mention the
Okay.
iguanodons.
I don't
No,
see why
I
you
don't
have a
think
problem
there's
with them.
one.
Like they are far too short for you to get reach them. I mean, they can do the stabby, but they might just stab your
Lawful,
leg. That's pretty much it.
Lawful, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the iguanodons, okay? Do you know how temperamental donkeys are?
Yes.
Picture that, but
Good
the
ass
size
Shrek.
of a bison, and they have spiked thumbs. The temperament of a donkey with the size of a buffalo with giant knives for thumbs, and they aren't afraid to come after you. There's a reason why I don't hunt the hadrosaurs that often anymore. Because Damien put them as like herd guards, and I hate it. I'm not kidding. They are scary. But
So-
yes, so let's go ahead and get a raid going.
Raid
Let
me.
me see if let's see here. Let me see here. If you guys have not, please go ahead and follow my wonderful guests here, and I will let them close themselves out here. So Sky Sam, you go ahead and I guess outro yourself.
Yeah, it was nice talking with you guys. Nice having a stream to talk about Transformers. It has been a hot minute since I've really gotten in depth being able to talk about Transformers like this, and it's been really, really fun. I'm around, just around as Sky Sam Freeman. You can find me on YouTube or wherever my name is around. I don't really have anything except for this. I have a Twitch, but I don't really stream very much. Although I should change that. But yeah, Twitch, Sky Sam Freeman, all that good stuff. So yeah, Lopho.
Well, I am Lopho. I do dinosaur content every day. I upload edited videos and clips of my streams on YouTube. I also stream on YouTube on Twitch at the same time. So make sure to follow me and subscribe as well. I'm not even kidding. I have an average viewership of 2.97 viewers on Twitch. If I have 0.3 more viewers on my live streams, I can finally get affiliate. Please, let's hit affiliate this year.
Yeah.
That is why I'm so begging you. I know it sounds rude, but I just
you're
want
good,
that
you're good,
0.3 extra viewership. So.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
So
And,
yeah, I'll be streaming this later afternoon as well. So yeah, guys,
Nice.
thank you for watching Growl. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm sorry if I was a bit of an asshole.
No. You're good. You're 100% good.
You're
my
all
dude.
good, man.
Well, thank you so much.
And thank you, Damien, for giving Lopho a shout out. And I think Sky Sam has a Twitch, but he doesn't stream. Am I right?
I have streamed before. I don't stream very often. If I do, it's like once in a blue moon. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to follow. I'll eventually be on playing some game or whatever. But
And
yeah,
I
it
can
depends.
see he's gonna be collabing with me a lot more often.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Let me see here. Yeah, if you can give him a shout out, his username is Sky Sam Freeman.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me type it up for you, Damien. Hang
A
on.
terrible
I'll
username
just
I made when I was 12, but I just stuck with it. So
there you go. That's how you spell it, Damien. That's how you spell it. But I think what we're gonna do is that. Hang on, let me see. Let me give this a try here, real quick. Yeah, yep, there it is. Okay, cool. That is the raid message, and I think what we're gonna do today is that we are going to raid a good friend of mine. Her name is Chowzy VTuber. She is a Chow VTuber.
all right.
And she is playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild today. So, having some speaking of nostalgia stuff, so why don't we go ahead and raid for some nostalgia riddled adventure with Legend of Zelda?
Ooh, I like that.
And I love that. I love how smooth that is now. Like I just want to spam this now. Sorry, I just want to spam that because you have no idea how much of a pain in the ass it was just to type out Rex raid every fucking stream now because
Oh my God.
Damien. And because of Damien, I now have this as a quick command.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
no,
stuff.
I'm very glad that you enjoyed it, Damien. In fact, I'm glad that all of you guys enjoyed my stream.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, definitely, Damien. I want you, like, next time we talk about Transformers, I want you on the show so that we can gush over animated and the fucking comics.
You know,
And
I've got to
and the
rewatch
video
animated.
games. Yeah, please do. Please do.
I
Like,
think-
Lawful, I beg you.
Yes.
I beg you. I am begging on my Digidegrade legs. Watch Transformers animated.
I'll
Yes,
see what I can do.
It's
It
on
is
Tubi.
goddamn beautiful.
If you can get to Tubi, it's free. It's streaming on Tubi. You can watch it there.
It is, and like I said, it's just pure chef's kiss.
All right.
But I am very glad that I'm back, and I am very glad that I'm back to see all of you guys because I missed all you guys. I legit missed all you guys, and I missed streaming, and I very, very much needed that rest. I very much do. But yeah, so we're gonna get the Rex raid started, and I will be back. I'm thinking about I will be back. Let me look at my calendar here real quick. I will be back on the. Let me look at this real quick. I know this is very professional, everybody. I will be back on the 29th, same time, 7:00 p.m. And you know what? I think we'll probably just play some Spyro. Just kind of chill out and just chill out to some Spyro.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to end the new year.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get the Rex raid going, and while I get the raid going for Chowsy.
All right, guys.
get-
Oh wait. Oh, you were still doing your outro? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
No.
No. So get the Rex raid going. Stay tuned for the raid for those extra bone bits, and you two can also put me in a maid dress. So I will catch you all later on. What oh god, what did I say? The 29th. There we go. I can speak. I is intelligent. I am smarter than Grimlock. Yeah, you too, Damien. Have a great night, and thank you so much for championing it out here and being the mod for this stream.
Yeah.
It truly does mean a lot. But I will catch all of you lovely people on the 29th.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone.
Right, guys. Can I do my outro now?
Yeah, I actually stopped streaming.
Yeah. So, guys, if you enjoyed this little collab, leave a like. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, may the Jurassic Spirit be with you. Bye bye. Yeah.